Aikman has said he wants to throw the ball deep. He may well get the opportunity to go downtown today.
Cowboys are going to get their hands on the ball first, and it's kicked by Pat Leahy into the end zone for a touchback. James Dixon retrieves it. And we're set to go. Troy Aikman, quarterback, gaining more and more confidence, leading the Dallas Cowboys, who very nearly beat the Philadelphia Eagles. The offensive front, Mark 2-A, Crawford Kerr, Mark Stepnoski, John Giesick, and Nate Newton. The offensive line, Jay Novacek is the team's leading receiver. Emmitt Smith, the rookie from Florida, Tommy Agee at fullback, and the wide receivers, Kelvin Martin and Dennis McKinnon. First and 10 on the 20-yard line. Out of the I formation. Play action on first down, and the pass is in. It was intended for Agee, but thrown over his head. Travis Curtis was pressurizing on the play. Ron Stallworth, Scott Mercereau, Dennis Byrd, and Jeff Lageman, the defensive line for the Jets. Joe Mott, Kyle Clifton, and Joe Kelly are the linebackers. In the secondary, Tony Stargell and James Hasty are the cornerbacks. Eric McMillan's the free safety, and Travis Curtis is in there for Brian Washington at strong safety. Here's Agee on the draw play, and he picks up about 6 yards, where Curtis and Scott Mercereau, defensive tackle, are in on the play.
We're at the point in the season where injuries begin to become a problem. Agee suffering a hamstring pull. We'll keep an eye on him today.
It'll be third down and 4 at the 26. No changes on both sides of the ball. McKinnon in motion. Aikman has time, and the pass is caught by Kelvin Martin. He'll have the first down and chased out of bounds beyond the 30-yard line by Tony Stargell.
Anytime you see a quarter time, you've got to give some kudos to the offensive line. Look at the protection by the Cowboys offensive line here. Aikman could have eaten his lunch back there, and Martin, with all kinds of room, picks up the first down. Watch Kelvin Martin in isolation. He'll come all the way across the defense, looking through the zones. Kyle Clifton ducking opposite direction. I think just absolutely missed Martin on that play.
First down on the 36 for Dallas. Here's Emmitt Smith. His first carry of the game, and he lost his footing and will lose a yard that time.
Joe Kelly doing a nice job of stuffing a block by Tommy Agee, and you see Agee getting up and just a little bit tender on that hamstring.
Agee, coming off a terrific effort against the Philadelphia Eagles, has done all the right things for Jimmy Johnson. As a receiver, here's what he's rushed for, nearly 5 yards per carry.
He is playing the best football of his career right now.
Plan B pickup from Kansas City. It'll be second down and 11 at the 35. Here comes a blitz, and Aikman getting rid of it, overthrows Jay Novacek. Covering him was the linebacker, Joe Mott, and Travis Curtis was coming on the play.
Travis Curtis was flying into that play. Left side of your screen, watch number 49. Here he comes, times it perfectly. Now watch him jump over the top of Emmitt Smith right there. And he was in the air. Aikman knew he didn't have much time, whipped that ball out of bounds.
Third down and long, and you're looking at number 88, Michael Irvin, who was out with a knee surgery a year ago, former number 1. They may be going to him. 4 wide receivers.
8 Jets up.
And Michael Mays has come in as the extra back. Penalty marker is down. Aikman's pass is caught. And another flag is down. Dennis McKinnon will have the first down if the penalty is against the Jets. A gain of 15. Tom Dooley is our referee today, and he'll tell us what it's all about.
Lots of laundry on the field right now.
There was one flag thrown at about the line of scrimmage. So we know we're going to nullify the play, as we have pass interference against the Jets and illegal motion. Official's microphone has gone out.
He's giving us a 60 number in the offensive line. Well, we got 3 of them. We got Newton at the right tackle, 61, 67 Giesick, and 68 Crawford Kerr.
Jimmy Johnson and Bruce Coslett. Johnson in his 2nd year, Coslett in his 1st year.
Asked Johnson if he was going to wear his lucky shirt that he had 2 weeks ago. He said no. He said, we lost to the Eagles last week. He said, any shirt that I wear when we lose to Buddy, I burn. See, he's still got a little burn going on. They wanted so much to win last week against the Eagles.
He's not wearing anything he wore against the Eagles for sure. 3rd down and 11. Darrell Johnston is in as the blocking back. Pressure on AIKMAN, and down he goes. Dennis Byrd with the sack.
This is what we expected to see. There are 8 Jets up on the line. Byrd is right over the nose. Watch how quickly he goes past Stepnoski, breaking him right there. Stepnoski stepping the wrong way, and Byrd just, well, that looks like a bulldog technique right there on AIKMAN. Big loss on the play.
The Jets had 5 sacks last week against the Oilers by 5 different players. And now Mike Saxon will come in and kick for the Cowboys. Terance Mathis, good-looking wide receiver, is deep for the Jets.
And Mark Tuanay, helped off the field, is on the bench in pain right at this moment. And he's one of the key men in that Dallas offensive line.
Here's Mathis at the 36. And the Jets will have good field position for their first possession of the game. David Howard made the stop, and they're working on Tuanay's knee. A 42-yard kick. So the Jets will come out on offense when we come back.
Nobody is putting quality on the road like Cadillac, winner of the 1990 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. In fact, Cadillac is the first and only car company to earn this coveted award from the United States Department of Commerce for its world-class achievements in satisfying the customer. So in a very real way, Cadillac's success is also a victory for the American consumer. Another reason why the only way to travel is Cadillac style.
Now, Norelco has taken a razor that was seemingly perfect and made it better by giving you a new level of closeness without giving up any of our legendary comfort. Norelco's patented lift and cut system has been improved to lift each hair and cut it even closer without the blades touching your skin, giving you an even closer shave with the same incredible comfort. The new Norelco, a whole new level of closeness and comfort.
The premium choice.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
The Dallas Cowboys offense is lining up right now on the sideline. Memories of the Cincinnati Bengals and Sam Weiss, of course, Bruce Coslett, the offensive coordinator with that team. The Jets, that is, on the far sideline.
I was looking over for the Cowboys, and they weren't there. Was the Jets, Dick? He did bring that with him.
Ken O'Brien, who has been steady, not made many mistakes for the Jets this year. First down on the 43-yard line. Double tight end for the Jets, and they give us to Blair Thomas. And the Penn State rookie picks up a yard on the play. Up front for the Jets, Jeff Criswell, Mike Haight, Jim Sweeney, Trevor Manich, and Brett Miller, the line. Mark Boyer is the tight end. Blair Thomas and Brad Baxter, although you'll see 4 running backs for the Jets today. And the outstanding wide receivers, as Merlin talked about, Al Toon and Rob Moore. The Jets starting out with a double tight end alignment. And they still have 2 tight ends, 2nd down and 9 on the 44.
2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Ooh,
and contact. Noonan came storming in on Mike Haight.
And as every good defensive lineman will, he pointed at that offensive lineman and said he moved.
Microphone isn't working, but false start against the Jets.
Well, Danny was right. Or Danny was wrong. Let's look at it. Mike Haight, and you notice the ball is not snapped yet. And when you move in that way, if the offensive man flinches and moves, comes out of that three-point stance before the ball is snapped, he gets the ticket. Mike Haight got the penalty.
Second down and 14. 3 wide receivers loaded to the right for the Jets. Jeffcoat very nearly got to Ken O'Brien, and the pass intended for Altoon double covered downfield by Isaac Holt and Ray Horton. Dallas Cowboys defensive line, Tony Tolbert, as Merlin mentioned, in for Daniel Stubbs, who will play on nickel. Jimmy Jones is hurting at left tackle. So is Danny Noonan, the right tackle, and Jim Jeffcoat, the veteran end. The linebackers are Jack Del Rio, Eugene Lockhart, and Ken Norton. And in the secondary, Isaac Holt and Manny Hendricks, the corners, Ray Horton. And playing his first game ever at strong safety is James Washington. It'll be 3rd and 14 out of the shotgun for O'Brien. He has time. And it broke down finally, and good coverage by the Dallas Cowboys, linebackers and secondary, and that will bring up 4th down.
James Washington heading off the field has done his job. I talked to him before the game. He said, look, I'm a sub. I've got to be ready. And even though he's never played strong safety, he's had to learn those assignments. Interesting quirk of fate. Last year, he had to step in for Vince Newsom, another Vince, when he was playing for the Rams in the same stadium.
Derek Shepard, who is just put on the Cowboy roster this week, is back deep. Joe Prokop will be kicking for the Jets. Isaac Holt, who blocked a punt last week, very nearly got one there. Shepard, and he lost his footing after a couple of good moves and is down just shy of the 30-yard line. That was a 43-yard kick by Prokop. So Troy Aikman gets the final instructions. Dallas goes on offense, still in a scoreless game.
America's most successful luxury automobiles, the Cadillac, DeVille, and Fleetwood, gain new stature with a new, more powerful V8. Standard anti-lock brakes, combined with the largest interiors of any front-drive sedans. A balance of power and luxury in which neither is compromised. Another reason why the only way to travel is Cadillac style.
Well, you know, a lot of guys wouldn't admit this, but I like to look good. You know, I keep up with what's happening. You know, I read GQ, Esquire, Boys Life. Well, I mean, I think if you're going to buy a suit, you shouldn't have to spend an obscene amount of money. I don't want the imitation stuff either. I mean, you know, I got to believe you can get a pure wool suit for what, $200, $300?
Now through Monday, find wool blend suits just $150.
Saddam Hussein's best-kept atomic secret is a uranium mine hidden away inside a mountain. But you know 60 Minutes. They can't keep a secret. They'll show it to you tonight.
Uncle Buck on how to spend a buck.
Okay, for the last time. The blue ones are a quarter, the red ones are a dime, the white ones are a nickel.
Major Dad on how to squeeze one.
You know, allowance is a great way to learn fiscal responsibility.
They're back-to-back.
Major, this is only $2.
But not eye to eye.
Where'd you get this guy?
Monday.
Well, each defense is held. The Jets certainly had a better field position than the Cowboys. No score, and Dallas going on offense here. Cowboys and the Jets have met just 4 times in their history, and the Cowboys have won all 4 games. As Troy Aikman says, one of those games he was in the 7th grade, so he has no memory of that series. 1st and 10 on the 28 for Dallas. On the draw play, Emmitt Smith picks up about 4 yards. Isaac Holt blocked a punt last week against the Eagles.
Almost does it here again. I think it's Horton right here, the man that's going to get in trouble. And here's Holt. Watch him step upfield, duck underneath, and then almost block this punt. A great individual effort as Holt steps upfield, and watch him right there. Horton just blown to the outside, and he came within inches of blocking that kick.
Holt's having a fine year at cornerback. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now for the Cowboys. Emmett Smith gets the first down. Good cut upfield, stopped at the 39-yard line. Tony Stargell from the secondary and Kyle Clifton. Mark Tuinei has a sprained knee and will not be back, and that's a big blow to the Cowboys offensive line.
Kevin Gogan has gone in his place at that left tackle position, but this is a very underrated and very strong offensive line for the Cowboys. They will have some difficulty. Anytime you lose one of your starters in there, it hurts, especially at that left tackle position, that open position. You see the Cowboys putting a tight end there to give Gogan a little bit of help.
First down, and the pitch, and on the reverse, Kelvin Martin from the handoff from Smith. And they get a couple, that's all. Joe Mott was there to make the stop, and the Jets defense alertly stayed home on that play.
This Jet defense playing a much different defensive style than they did in the past. Pete Carroll came over from the Vikings. There he is on the sideline, and brought with him a very aggressive, stunning style of defense, a pressure defense, if you will. And this Jets team fits into it much more comfortably than they did in the old two-gap system that they played under Hawkins last year here in New York.
Marvin Washington, one of the deep core of defensive linemen, is in there now, number 97. Second down and 8. Quick drop, and the pass is caught just short of the first down. That's Kelvin Martin again. Good possession receiver is Kelvin Martin. James Hasty, though, prevented the first down.
Talking to Hasty about his responsibilities. He's the one defensive back that you'll see very often today in that close bump and run man-to-man coverage. He's the best of this defensive backfield for the Jets. Now you see him and say, hey, this is our crowd. Come on, gang. We need a little help here.
And they're getting it on 3rd and 2. Make it 3rd and 1. Agee started in motion, and here's Emmitt Smith holding on to the ball and getting into Jet territory. And a first down. Jeff Lageman, former linebacker turned defensive end, making the tackle.
We had an opportunity to see Emmitt Smith in his first game earlier in the season. Of course, another of those holdouts who didn't come in for training camp. And he was a little tentative in that ball game, playing against the New York Giants. But here in this ball game, you're going to see him run with great authority. And he reminds me a little bit of a young Freeman McNeil. Great lateral speed.
Emmitt Smith coming in as the second leading rookie rusher in the National Football League. First down, AIKMAN. Intended for Kelvin Martin. He was covered by the linebacker Joe Kelly, as well as Michael Mays in the secondary. And that's one of the things that Jimmy Johnson telling us yesterday that he wants to see AIKMAN do, that he's been reluctant to do thus far.
To throw that football away, and it's certainly important. A quarterback's ego sometimes gets in his road, and it has for AIKMAN a little bit. He didn't want those throwaways. He said, hey, I'm going to hang on to the football. I can do something with it. Well, Jimmy Johnson said he's finally starting to throw away, realizing that that's the best thing he can do when he's got too much pressure.
High formation, second down and 10. On the draw, Smith looking up the middle.
Look out.
And has Eric McMillan to beat. And McMillan makes the tackle at the 26-yard line, and a gain of 12 yards. And a quick burst by Emmitt Smith.
You're lined up. You're going after the quarterback. Watch the hole open up inside. Smith does not need much. Barely missed by Mott, 51. And McMillan finally runs him down. But you see that burst, that quick explosion. I'll tell you, Emmitt Smith, a fine young running back.
And while you can pass against bump and run, you break one of those 8-man fronts, you get big yardage.
You bring all those people up, it can cause you trouble.
AIKMAN falls down, but hands off to Agee before the play is marked dead. An alert play by Troy Aikman, and he gets the yardage.
That's one of those, here, you take it. I can't handle it. I'll tell you, Troy Aikman is a great athlete. Let's watch this play. I think it's a pass play as it starts out here. No, it's not. It is a run play, a delay. It worked. It was a little longer delay than the Cowboys planned. Agee, very patient, said, okay, now can I have it? Can I have the ball? Ended up picking up a nice chunk of yardage.
They tell us this was a planned play.
Yes.
We may not believe
quarterback fall down. Hand it to the running back.
2nd down and 3, and the give is to Tommy Agee, and the fullback may have a first down close to the 15-yard line. Scott Mercereau and Kyle Clifton in on the play. So the Cowboys looking good on this drive, scoreless with less than 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Drive started on the Cowboy 28. Darrell Davis has checked into the game for the Jets. He was the hero against the Oilers last week. He got a sack, forced fumble, and a touchdown against Warren Moon that turned the tide. Cowboys have been able to run. They have a first down on the 15. Aikman's pass up the middle, and it's caught by Kelvin Martin. Picks up a couple, that's all. Kyle Clifton defending.
We saw that same pattern develop successfully earlier for the Cowboys, but the reason it didn't work here is that there was pressure on the quarterback. Had to throw more quickly. And Kyle Clifton, who's one of the best linebackers at picking up those crossing patterns, was right there to nail Kelvin Martin.
Clifton had 22 tackles in one game this year. That in a losing cause against San Diego.
He's the defensive general for this New York Jets defense, and he's got all his work cut out for him as he try and buck it up and stop right down here next to goal line.
2nd down and 7. Emmitt Smith gets nothing, and a penalty marker is down. Joe Mott made the tackle on the rookie from Florida, and the flag apparently is against the Cowboys. It'll be holding against Dallas. Those holding penalties kill you when you're in the red zone, and when you're up and coming and growing like the Cowboys are, especially so.
Holding, 84 offense, 2nd down.
As Jay Novacek, the tight end.
Very difficult to recover from this kind of mistakes. Lower part of your screen, watch number 84 working on 51, Joe Mott right here. Mott gets away, and Novacek just hangs on and pulls him to the ground. Novacek, not a great blocker because he's simply not big enough to lock up with those linebackers and push them around on the field. So he has to use his smarts.
2nd down and 17. 4 wide receivers, including Michael Irvin. And the inside handoff to Emmitt Smith. Penalty marker down. He gets by McMillan and is run out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Michael Irvin with a big block, but a flag is down again, and we've had a penalty-filled first quarter, and again holding against the Cowboys.
It looked like it was thrown at Kevin Gogan, but what a great run by Emmitt Smith. A shame that it's going to be called back.
Holding, 66 offense, 2nd down.
We mentioned the loss of Tuane. That's his replacement making that mistake.
Tuane on the sidelines with a sprained knee, not expected back in this game. It'll bring up 2nd down and 27. So the Cowboys are going in reverse. 3:25 remaining in the first quarter. They dump it off to Smith, has some room and a couple of blocks. But coming in is Michael Mays, who made a fine play. Free agent who had been with the Saints and on the developmental squad of the Chiefs, making a fine play.
One of the many new faces that you will see on the field today for the Jets. In fact, both of these teams have almost been reconstructed from scratch by Jimmy Johnson and Bruce Coslet.
3rd and 21. Jets 26.
3rd down and 21. Right now would be a very long field goal try for Willis if the Cowboys don't get any yardage. Aikman fires. It's caught by Novacek, the tight end. It's going to be way short of a first down, but at least a better field goal try coming up for Willis as Marvin Washington makes the tackle for the Jets.
Every quarterback has a favorite receiver, and of late it certainly has been Jay Novacek for Aikman. And you can see why. Novacek in traffic, still able to find enough room to gather in that pass. And even though he was bumped just as he caught it, he hung on to give the field goal kicker a much better range. He's still on the field. He's the holder.
This will be a 37-yard attempt. Willis has missed 4 field goals this year, but all from 50 yards and beyond. And this kick is true. And the Dallas Cowboys, who got to the Jets 17 and were pushed back, come away with 3 points and lead the Jets 3-0.
In today's higher revving and hotter running engines, wear is a greater problem than ever before. Oil breakdown can shorten the life of vital engine parts. That's why there's Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol, because driving today can be a grind. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Nobody is putting quality on the road like Cadillac, winner of the 1990 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. In fact, Cadillac is the first and only car company to earn this coveted award from the United States Department of Commerce for its world-class achievements in satisfying the customer. So in a very real way, Cadillac's success is also a victory for the American consumer. Another reason why the only way to travel is Cadillac style.
You think you're bad? You think you're bad, man? This is bad. You know what I'm saying?
Hot and spicy chicken. So good, it's bad.
Hey, fellas. Guess who's going out tonight?
He must be some pretty bad dude.
Not as bad as this chicken.
Hey, fellas, you don't know what you're talking about. This isn't bad. It's terrific.
Hot and spicy chicken.
Very good chicken.
This October at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
They call him the Rocket. Raheem Ismail turbocharges the second-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame as they collide with 11th-ranked Tennessee next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Merlin, if someone told you we're going to come east on November 4th and do a game in 71-degree temperatures, you wouldn't believe anybody.
I still don't believe it. The Cowboys didn't believe it either. Buck Buchanan is their equipment guy, and I talked to him just before the game, and I said, Buck, did you believe it was going to be this nice? He said, no. See those 3 trunks? That's cold weather gear. He says we had it just in case.
They don't need it today. Ken Willis kicking off. Deep is Odegaard and Mathis for the Jets, heading over towards Terance Mathis. And the ball will go out of bounds. So the Jets will start from the 35-yard line.
An excellent choice by the rookie Mathis, realizing that that ball was going to go out of bounds.
Well, the Cowboys leading 3-0. They got actually to the 12-yard line of the Jets before penalties pushed them back. One of these teams will inch closer to the 500 mark today, barring a tie. And with 1:33 to go in the first quarter, we'll take a break here at Giant Stadium.
Congratulations to the women's leaders of today's New York City.
What is it that makes the world so great? Is it the beauty we see everywhere we go? It is. But probably what really makes the world so great is people. We think the same way about our airline, United. Come see what dedication is all about. Come fly the friendly skies.
The finest roadside service program of any automaker is Cadillac Roadside Service. Providing on-the-spot service nights, weekends, and holidays. And putting a factory-trained service advisor just a phone call away, 24 hours a day. Affording every Cadillac owner a distinctive advantage. Peace of mind. Another reason why the only way to travel is Cadillac style.
Meeting of the Jets defensive line with a minute and a half, 1:33 actually remaining in the first quarter. And the Jets going on offense. Ken O'Brien, the quarterback, and Johnny Hector has joined rookie Blair Thomas in the backfield. First down for New York on their 35. Hector gets the call, slices off tackle, and picks up close to 9 yards. Ray Horton, the free safety, came up.
One of the exciting matchups of this day is a matchup between Al Toon, the great receiver, number 88 on the right, and Ike Holt, number 30. It's the passing relationship we want, but you get a little nose-to-nose there as the running play brings Toon right up in Isaac Holt's face.
So Toon can block as well, so Holt has double jeopardy there in the secondary position. It'll be 2nd and 1, and the flip to Toon. Pass. Toon was looking to throw and dumps it off, and it's incomplete. Kind of botched up. Intended for Mark Boyer, the tight end, and not designed, as we eventually saw, to pick up a huge chunk of yardage.
It was Rob Moore who had sprinted downfield, but it did not fool Horton. Number 20 in the middle of your screen, the safety reads this all the way. Look at him get on his horse and head down. Now Toon, realizing that there's no way he can get the ball deep, still trying to look for a receiver. Watch that. That looks like a basketball pass.
And not a good one at that. 3rd down and 1. Hector stopped and will lose a yard, and a fine play by Ken Norton, the linebacker. And on the previous play, both Del Rio and Norton made sure that the Jets were hemmed in. So Dallas has had the impetus early on with a half a minute to go in the first quarter, and the crowd lets the Jets know their displeasure. And Joe Prokop getting set to kick, and back deep for Dallas is Derek Shepard. Spiral line drive kick. Shepard on the 9. Still going, and breaks away and winds up at the 22, where Doug Wellsant is the first man to get him. And the gun sounds. That is the end of the first quarter here at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with the score: the Dallas Cowboys 3 and the New York Jets 0.
Monday.
There's no coffee!
Life is tense at FYI, and Murphy's mom is no help.
Do you have other clothes? Nice hat.
And all new Murphy Brown.
When I was growing up, I had parents that were there for me, to give me that sense of confidence we all need. That's what these big brothers and big sisters are giving to these young people. I'm Troy Aikman, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and I know that those same qualities are what each of these young people need to win against the tough challenges that they have to face every day in our modern society. Today I'm at an outing with the youngsters from the Big Brothers and Sisters programs here in Dallas. As a United Way volunteer, I try to teach them how to cope with the fast-moving society that they are growing up in. Now I want you to meet a very special United Way volunteer who's with me today. She's my mom.
Troy needed guidance and self-confidence just as all our children do. When you give to United Way, you're showing you care.
When you give to United Way, you bring out the best in them. And United Way, it brings out the best in all of us. Right, guys?
Yeah!
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac. Discover why the only way to travel is Cadillac style. Kentucky Fried Chicken, nobody's cooking like today's KFC. And by United Airlines, serving over 200 cities in the U.S. and around the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
We're back at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Sellout crowd as the Jets, 1-2 at home, try to establish something here under Bruce Coslett at home. They trail the Dallas Cowboys 3-0. Dick Stockton along with Merlin Olsen.
Coslett looking over his ready list of plays, trying to figure out if maybe there wasn't something that he could have done that would have been more effective. I'm sure he's saying, hey, not the play, it's the execution that really counts.
First down for the Cowboys on the 23-yard line. Emmitt Smith along with Darrell Johnston, who's replaced Tommy Agee. Did not start the game healthy. Might have been shaken up. Play action pass, and it's complete to Michael Irvin for the first down. He is a long-range threat for the Cowboys and a gain of 16 yards.
Rookie cornerbacks get more than their share of action, and there's one right there. Tony Stargell, he gets turned right there by Michael Irvin and cannot make the adjustment quick enough to the sideline. He had a tough week last week, and they cooked him pretty good.
He has been cooked by several clubs, and no surprise the Cowboys are going his way. First down on the Dallas 40. Emmitt Smith gets piled up after a gain of about a couple. First man to hit him was Kyle Clifton.
When you ask a young rookie to go in there and play at cornerback, you've got to expect that he's going to have his body cooked a little bit. James Hasty, who plays on the other side, went through that as a rookie. In fact, he's been talking over there to the young rookie on the left side, Tony Stargell, and explaining to him, you just got to keep your confidence. You can't let it get to you. It's going to happen, but you're going to get past it, and you're going to come out of this thing okay.
Only two kinds of cornerbacks, ones who get beaten and ones who never get beaten.
Well, who are going to get beaten. Let's put it that way.
No one escapes it. Second down and 8. Aikman gets rid of it just in time. Completes to Michael Irvin, and he's got a first down. Carries into Jet territory and a pickup of 10 yards. Tony Stargell makes the tackle.
Stargell is not on the initial receiver here. His man Irvin coming all the way across the field, but Aikman had really wanted to go to the right. This was a secondary receiver, but Stargell just couldn't keep the position to try and knock that ball away.
Irvin, #1 pick in '88, knee surgery last year, trying to make a comeback. And last week, Jimmy Johnson told us that he took more snaps at the wide receiving position than any other receiver.
He said he had a hot day, had 11 catches in one practice. Nobody could cover him.
First down at the Jet 47. In motion is Alexander Wright, and on the reverse is Wright. They bobbled the handoff, but Wright, showing his great speed, gets pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up another Dallas first down inside the 35. Eric McMillan on the stop, and a gain of 14.
The man beaten on this play, Joe Kelly, linebacker, number 58, has got to get to the outside. He bites on this play, gets inside, and also the end on that play did not hold his position. That was Darrell Davis, number 98. But a great job of Alexander Wright's just using that brilliant speed, as you suggested, to pick up the first down.
And the Cowboys, who started on their 22, now have a first down on the Jet 33. Aikman's quick toss to the tight end Rob Awalt, and he is out of bounds with a good pickup there. The stop by Travis Curtis, another former Cardinal tight end, Novacek and Awalt, and Jimmy Johnson likes them both.
Awalt actually started ahead of Novacek last year in Phoenix. That's another example of the hot read and Aikman's maturity as a young quarterback, as he was able to read the blitz by Mott and just fire that football out very quickly to the tight end.
It's like Troy Aikman, the young quarterback, can grow with a team that's got a bundle of draft picks in the next few years. Second down and 4. Emmitt Smith will be short of a first down by 2 yards. Dennis Byrd was there, and right now, for an NFL Today report, here's Greg Gumbel across the river in New York. Greg?
All right, Dick, at the Silverdome, the Redskins blanked for most of the first quarter until a half minutes ago. Gerald Riggs picks his way through the Lions and into the end zone from 8 yards out. And with the point after, the Redskins have tied Detroit at 7-7. Back to Dick and Merlin.
All right, Greg, and that's the team the Redskins have really dominated over the years, the Detroit Lions. Early here in the second quarter. It'll be third down and 2 for Dallas. Alonzo Highsmith is not going to get the yardage. Piled up at the 25-yard line, maybe at the 24, but he'll still be short.
Dick, we started this broadcast talking about a Jets offense that had been moving the ball, about a Dallas offense that had had trouble. Well, right now it's just the opposite. Dallas has 135 yards, while the Jets have 9.
It is 4th down and 1, and the Cowboys are going to go for the yardage.
Interesting call by Jimmy Johnson here. He's got one field goal on the board. He's not going to go for a second. He wants 7.
Highsmith and Emmitt Smith, and a quarterback sneak.
I don't think so. I don't think he picked it up.
The Jets don't think so either. I haven't seen a Dallas player signal 1st down.
They're all in that stack.
Cowboys gambling on 4th down, and apparently they have stopped the Cowboys on downs, and the crowd loves the Jets defense.
Jimmy may want to think about that one. Watch the surge. Watch the guys in blue. They simply stop it right here, and Aikman, trying to go over the top, can find nothing but Jets in his face.
And they missed it by plenty. So the Jets will take over on downs. Pete Carroll exhorting his defensive unit, and maybe that's the spark the Jets need. So far they've been outplayed, and Merlin and I will be back at Giant Stadium after this.
I didn't want to be the first, but when I heard how many other guys had already tried Rogaine, I did too. Now I have only one regret. I just wish I'd tried Rogaine sooner.
For more information about Rogaine with minoxidil, see your doctor or call this number. If you want to get the complete story about Rogaine with minoxidil, what it does and how it does it, see your doctor or call 1-800-556-4800.
Upjohn Information Center.
That's 1-800-556-4800.
We built this business
to help insure your dreams.
Built this business
to make you feel safe and secure.
We built this business to build your future.
ITT built these businesses into leaders. We built them by taking care of people.
We built this business. We built this business to build your dreams. Built this business.
Millions of years ago, nature created a vehicle that accelerates, steers, and stops with all fours. That ingenious concept has now been engineered into a car. Introducing the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. With all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, all-wheel anti-lock brakes, and 300 horsepower instead of just 1. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Well, the Jets defense stopped the Cowboys, and now the Jets have the ball 1st down on their 24. You're looking at Al Toon, the Jets' leading wide receiver, and an all-pro who has been playing the last 5 games with a broken bone in his back, which of course people would shudder when they think of a broken bone in the back, and we're going to explain what that's all about.
Pretty amazing stuff when you think about it.
Toon already has caught 4 touchdown passes. There's Johnny Hector, and picks up nearly 5 yards on the play. So Al Toon has a broken bone in his back, and a lot of people may not understand how a guy can play. Explain it to us.
We've gone to
Doctor.
the anatomy book, Dick, and if you look right down here at the lower part of the spine, you see the little processes sticking out, the little nubs sticking out here. Well, that's what Al Toon has broken. It's the 3rd one up, L3 on the right-hand side of the back, and there's the x-ray right there. You see that's the area on the back that it's broken. It's not the weight-bearing bone itself, but boy, that is a painful area of breakage, and Toon didn't miss a game. Didn't play a lot the week after he hurt it against Buffalo, but came right back and playing more and more each week. He said he's almost 100% now. Had a 5-yard penalty, no, a 10-yard penalty, holding penalty against the Jets on that last play.
May have been a tripping penalty on second look. Now Toon goes in motion on 1st down and 20. Pressure on O'Brien. And the pass is caught by Doug Wellsant, the third-string tight end on the Jets. Good for 16 yards. Tony Tolbert put good pressure on O'Brien, but he made a fine pass and good mobility.
Some great contrasts here, and quarterbacks with running ability. O'Brien, one of the slowest quarterbacks in the NFL. But Bruce Coslett has done a good job of rolling him out, getting away from the pressure. You see him right there, getting away from Tolbert. Nice shot. Well, he still gets a little bit of a shot there from Del Rio, but he didn't care. He got the pass off, got it to his receiver.
Rob Moore at the top of your picture on 2nd down and 4 at the 30. And Freeman McNeil in the game for the first time. And he is flanked wide and in motion. O'Brien pumps once and completes the pass to McNeil. And he's got enough for the first down. They needed about 5 yards, and he gets to the 36-yard line where Manny Hendricks makes the stop.
McNeil being used more and more as a wide receiver. And this again, we talked about hot reads. O'Brien reading the blitz on that play. His hot read was to flip that ball quickly outside to McNeil. Watch the pressure. Look at this. Del Rio, 55 coming. Lockhart coming. Watch how quickly O'Brien sets and whips this ball outside to Freeman McNeil. Good play, Kenny O'Brien.
And the first down of the game for the Jets with 8:50 to go in the second quarter. McNeil in motion on first down. O'Brien's pass is tipped by Washington, James Washington, on a pass that was intended for Rob Moore.
We mentioned Washington playing in there his first start ever at that strong safety position, positioning himself just right on that play. So important when you have a new face in that secondary to communicate. You're going to see these athletes communicating very well all day. Watch the reaction. Good ball reaction as Washington stretches up and knocks that out of Moore's hands.
2nd down and 10 on the 35. Johnny Hector back in the backfield. Double tight end for the Jets. O'Brien up the middle. And he was going for the tight end, Mark Boyer. Incomplete. And right now, let's check in again with Greg Gumbel for an NFL update. Greg?
Well, Dick, at Cincinnati, the Saints are just running the ball like crazy against the Bengal defense. Second rushing touchdown of the day for the Saints is scored by Reuben Mays, and it's 14-0 New Orleans, second quarter. Let's go back to Giant Stadium.
We saw Reuben Mays score 3 touchdowns against the Cardinals earlier this year.
We certainly did. Now, right now, these Jets are wondering why they're not doing more offensively. They're thinking touchdowns, but getting almost nothing, although O'Brien did have a good drive going here. Let's see if he can convert a 3rd down.
4 wide receivers in for New York out of the shotgun. Quick pop, and the pass was intended for Terance Mathis and incomplete. Isaac Holt defending, and O'Brien didn't have much time to get rid of it.
Cornerback Hendricks, number 45, coming hard on the blitz on that play as Cowboys defense coming with a lot of blitzing action to try and shake up Kenny O'Brien.
Joe Prokop. And there's Derek Shepard back for Dallas. Cowboys lead 3-0. Ken Willis with a 37-yard field goal, the only score. That coming in the first quarter. High kick, not a long one. And here's Shepard's return, and he brings it out past the 30-yard line, and good hustle from behind by Chris Burkett. 42-yard kick. And when we come back, it'll be the Cowboys on offense once again.
What is McDonald's McRib sandwich?
It's saucy. What it is. Sassy. What it is.
Smothered.
Spicy. It's full of flavor. Yeah. It's really something. Yo, it's depth. Juicy. Smoking. McRib. What it is.
And now with large fries and an icy Coke, it's McRib Pack.
You know the one McDonald's for food, books, and fun.
An eclipse was always a rare phenomenon, seen only once or twice in a lifetime. But ever since car and driver named the Mitsubishi Eclipse GS Turbo to its annual 10 best list, and ever since Automobile Magazine put the all-wheel drive Eclipse GSX on its 1990 All-Star list, you see eclipses all the time. Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
Before this, you never heard of cold filtered. Before this, you never heard of genuine draft taste in a bottle. Now hear this. Get out of the old, get into the cold.
Cold filter taste what it's all about. Never heat pasteurized, so the rich, smooth taste don't cook out. For those who discover its real draft taste, the world can be a very cool place.
Get out of the old, get into the cold. Miller Genuine Draft.
Beautiful Sunday in the metropolitan area. We're in New Jersey. They had the New York Marathon across the river. Run today. Pretty warm for the marathoners today, but ideal for the football players.
Well, I think more ideal for the crowd. A shirt-sleeve crowd here, absolutely delighting in the weather, wishing for the moment the Jets would get a little more lively on the field.
Total offense, big edge for Dallas. It is 1st and 10 for the Cowboys on the 33-yard line. Aikman trying to get away from pressure from the defensive line, and his pass downfield is incomplete, intended for Jay Novacek. Well, next Saturday on CBS, it all starts with College Football Today with Andrea Joyce and Mike Francesa. That comes your way 2 o'clock Eastern time. Notre Dame now 7-1. They should be the #1 team again after Virginia lost. And Rocket Ismail enhanced his Heisman chances yesterday with 227 yards in total offense at the Meadowlands right here as Notre Dame beat Navy for their 7th win of the year, 52-31.
Wacky day in college football. Only Notre Dame among the top 5 teams able to win yesterday. Big shakeup coming in the polls.
2nd down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Aikman trying to get away from Lageman, completes to Kelvin Martin, and Martin is going to slide close to the sticks and may have a Dallas 1st down.
Martin saw Tony Stargell coming at the end of that play. Let's go back to the beginning of that play. Hasty just strolling off, and Martin will drive all the way across the field. We've seen him run this pattern several times. With time, he gets past the linebackers who have to pick him up on that play. Watch 45, left side of your screen. That was Stargell, and Martin saw him coming and just went underneath him like a snake down on the ground.
Tony Stargell has been a beleaguered rookie, but Bruce Coslet showing confidence in him. 1st down for the Cowboys on their 43-yard line with 7:35 to go in the 1st half. Aikman is nearly blitzed. He got away from one defender, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Emmitt Smith. And Kyle Clifton nearly beheaded Troy Aikman on that play.
Well, Dan Fouts talking about the in the grasp rule in our pregame show. This is an example of what happens when you miss the quarterback. You try and tear his head off. Clifton over the top, and Aikman able to spin out of there and throw the football. Unfortunately, it was not caught. Everything right until that point.
2nd down and 10. McKinnon goes to the top, and Kelvin Martin to the left. Tommy Agee is back in at running back for the Cowboys. Aikman to throw, and in and out of the hands of Kelvin Martin. He had a chance to catch that ball. James Hasty was playing back on Martin.
This Jets defense has taken away Novacek and forced Aikman to go to his #2 choice, and Martin not a bad #2 choice.
And Pete Carroll told us that their wish list was to eliminate Novacek 1 and Kelvin Martin 2nd.
Well, Martin's certainly a great receiver in the possession areas. Very, very quick. Great cuts. One of those small receivers that really jitterbugs around the field.
Novacek is flanked wide, and pass is caught by Kelvin Martin. He'll be short of the 1st down, however, as he is stopped just about at midfield. Shy by about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, and Eric McMillan, the free safety, doesn't have as many interceptions as he did last year, but playing steadier in the secondary, made the tackle.
Well, he was there to make that stop. I blame the receiver often in that case. He's got to know where those markers are. He's got to get down where he can pick up that 1st down.
Terance Mathis is deep. Mike Saxon will kick for Dallas.
Saxon said this is the best day he's ever seen in Giants Stadium. He'd been here many times to play the Giants.
It's off a wobbly kick. Mathis will let it bounce, and it will go out of bounds. Let's see where they'll mark it. About the 13-yard line. So a 37-yard kick for the big story. No return. They got it inside the 20. Something Saxon has been doing with regularity this season.
Millions of years ago, nature created a vehicle that accelerates, steers, and stops with all fours. That ingenious concept has now been engineered into a car. Introducing the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. With all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, all-wheel anti-lock brakes, and 300 horsepower instead of just 1. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around. Now, your IBM authorized dealer has an offer that carries a lot of weight. When you buy selected IBM PS2s, including some of our best sellers, he'll throw in quick credit, deferred payments, cash rebates, and to really get you going, great deals on IBM printers and over $600 of free software. You could call it an offer on a truly grand scale. For the IBM dealer nearest you, call 1-800-232-2300 and tip the scales in your favor.
The curve of a sleigh bed. The beauty of a porcelain vase. A country French collection from Ethan Allen. When a room looks like this, it's a pity to spend so much time in it with your eyes closed. Right now, there's a sale at your Ethan Allen Gallery.
Who would have thought it? The New York Giants, 7 wins, no losses, their best start ever. Can the Rams stop their roll next Sunday?
Well, a couple of young teams that are certainly up and coming. Bruce Coslett has made great strides in his first year. Jimmy Johnson, after 1 win last year.
One of the difficulties is dealing with all the new faces in their line. Look at how many new faces for both these teams. 31 of their 47 players with 2 years or less experience. That's amazing. That is amazing.
First down, and Blair Thomas up the middle gets a big hole, and first down to the 30-yard line. James Washington, the strong safety, makes the stop, but Blair Thomas has 16 yards and a good block on the left side.
Fine blocking up front for the rookie. You see Haight pulling across. Criswell getting a great block right there on Del Rio. And then good explosion up the middle by Blair Thomas. 5'10", 195 pounds, running with real power. Jets continue to rotate those offensive backs.
First down on the 30. And once again they go Thomas, but this time the Cowboys are equal to the challenge. And Willis Crockett, who doesn't play all that much for Dallas, came in a loss of a yard.
Interesting to see him in there in the place of Eugene Lockhart. He really doesn't get many chances, but he made a fine play there.
Daniel Stubbs, who was the regular defensive end on the left side for Dallas, who did not start today, and place Tony Tolbert starting. Stubbs is in there now in the nickel.
Stubbs has a shoulder problem, but he's playing hurt.
Second down, they fake a handoff, and the pass downfield was intended for Rob Moore, but Isaac Holt was step for step. And right now, let's check in with Greg Gumbel in New York in an NFL report. Greg?
All right, Dick, a Giant at Silverdome, rather. William White. Watch him pick off Stan Humphries' passes. Humphries tries to rally the Skins. He'll return it 34 yards for his first ever National Football League touchdown. 21-7 Detroit, second quarter. Dick?
All right, that's a big shock, and I think the last time Detroit beat Washington, Joe Don Looney scored the winning touchdown. When you played.
Looney Tunes, right?
Third down. 4 wide receivers in the pass. Tipped. Penalty marker down, and James Washington may get called for interfering with Rob Moore.
Rob Moore, one of the smoothest young receivers you'll ever see.
Bill Bates is claiming
that it was
that
a
the ball
pass.
was tipped. And if it is, it would not be a pass interference call.
Johnson saying the same thing from the sideline. These officials getting a lot of help here.
disregard the flag. There is no foul.
And there,
Foot down.
There was indeed a tipped pass. Let's go back. Watch O'Brien as he's throwing under pressure here, and let's see if we can pick out the tip. Comes right there from the linebacker, Bill Bates, and no wonder he was yelling. He was the man that tipped that pass.
So the Cowboys were alert to it, and the officials made the right move, and Joe Prokop will be kicking. Back deep for the Cowboys is Derek Shepard. Ken O'Brien, by the way, has thrown an incomplete pass in his last 5 attempts.
Cowboys shifting their whole punt team to the right. Let's see if they come for a block here.
He nearly got one earlier. Good kick this time by Prokop, and Shepard back inside his 25. Gets by one defender, and then is buried at the 28-yard line by Troy Johnson.
Brought down by Troy Johnson.
4 minutes, 43 seconds to go.
47 yards on the ball.
In a low-scoring first half here at Giants Stadium.
In ancient times, an eclipse moved people to powerful emotions. Some even thought it called for a sacrifice. We can understand how an eclipse might produce feelings of excitement, wonder, even awe. But at $10,959, the Mitsubishi Eclipse is hardly a sacrifice. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
When you give a Radio Shack handheld cellular phone for Christmas, you're giving the gift of convenience and the gift of safety. And now it's at our lowest price ever, just $399. This phone goes with you everywhere, at work or at play, and you'll always know you can be in touch. Bring your family closer together with Radio Shack's handheld cellular telephone at an incredible value of $399, only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
Some people see shaving as something you do for 3 minutes a day. At Braun, we see it as something you do for a lifetime, and we think you should make the best of it. The Braun Shaver, with its 3 shaving positions. Designed for those who choose to make a virtue out of necessity. Braun, the world's #1 selling foil shaver.
We're at Giants Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, a home game for the Jets, who have struggled here this year, and right now they trail the Dallas Cowboys 3-0 with 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first half. This is Dick Stockton along with Merlin Olsen. Dallas's defense has been terrific thus far today, and they come out on offense first down.
Moore and Tune on the sideline. They have not been playing a happy tune here for the Jets offense today.
And the pitch to Emmitt Smith going wide and getting very little. Picked up a couple of yards. Well, next Sunday, starting at 12:30 Eastern, 4 friendly faces bring you the NFL Today at 12:30, and Atlanta, Chicago is part of a CBS doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern for most of you. Phoenix goes against the Buffalo Bills, tied for first in the AFC, and then a big one at 4 o'clock Eastern, the second half, Giants and Rams.
Well, we waved goodbye to the Giants as they left here moments ago. They got a Monday night game, and then the Rams, but at opposite ends of the spectrum. The Rams a major disappointment. The Giants undefeated.
The Rams ended the Giants' playoff hopes last year right here at Giants Stadium. Second down and 7 at the 33. Aikman has A.G. out of the backfield. And A.G. is going to go down, but his forward progress will bring him within 2 yards of a first down. James Hasty was the first man to get him.
Tommy A.G. didn't expect to have all that room. I think if he had known that he was all alone out there, he'd have just spun and gone upfield. He expected to find one of those jets in his ribs when he turned around.
You know, you get some unhappy players and players that are satisfied and glad to be in the NFL. A.G. is one of the latter.
Well, he certainly is. Dubbed a major disappointment after he was drafted by Seattle. They just cut him loose. He has made his way back, and he is certainly playing good football at the moment.
3rd and 2. Alexander Wright in motion. And Emmitt Smith is going to make it, and he runs right into Joe Kelly and Scott Mercereau. Kelly was the first to hit him.
That's roadblock inside. Number 94, right-hand side of your screen. Watch him and watch 58 Kelly. The two of them in tandem. It's Mercer who's sliding down the line right there, and Kelly coming from the inside, and 51 Mott. That's a three-way sandwich. Smith had no chance.
Triple-decker.
Triple-decker, absolutely. Little Mayo on the side.
Mike Saxon kicking for the third time, and the rookie Terance Mathis back for the Jets. Getting close to the 2-minute warning. 3-0, and a brilliant punt by Saxon. The best kick of the day since Mathis inside his 5. And he's going to run it out, and he has one man to beat the kicker, and he's not going to get him. No flags down. Touchdown, Terance Mathis. .98 yards.
A furious Jimmy Johnson on the sideline. Cannot believe what he's just seen.
He decided to run it back inside his 5. Foz Fazio, Jet assistant coach, part of the
special teams coordinator. He's thrilled. Chip Myers, a poor choice, I said, because they're told not to touch that punt inside the 10-yard line. The rookie did it. It paid big dividends. You see those hard jaws? Boy, I don't think I'd go near him if I was on that punt coverage team.
A 60-yard kick by Saxon, and then a 98-yard punt return by Terance Mathis, who was picked on the 6th round out of the University of New Mexico, and the Jets lead at 6-3.
Sometimes mistakes pay off, and sometimes a kicker simply out-kicks his coverage. I think both things happening there. They may be reviewing this play as we have a delay on the field.
Now, one of the officials is going all the way over to the 25-yard line. Well, we're going to take a break right now. Touchdowns on the board. It's 6-3 Jets.
I've set the time machine ahead 40 years. Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized Miller Genuine Draft.
Don't worry, Judy. I'm sure the future will be a very cool place.
For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place. It works.
The timeout was because of the 2-minute warning. 1:58 showing on the clock, and you're looking at a very happy Terance Mathis, whose 98-yard punt return for a touchdown is the longest punt return in New York Jets history. Pat Leahy with the extra point. It's good. And the Jets lead it 7-3. Well, Jimmy Johnson is angry still.
An eclipse was always a rare phenomenon, seen only once or twice in a lifetime. But ever since Car and Driver named the Mitsubishi Eclipse GS Turbo to its annual 10 Best list, and ever since Automobile Magazine put the all-wheel drive Eclipse GSX on its 1990 All-Star list, you see eclipses all the time. Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
The 98-yard punt return ties an NFL record established by 3 others. Terance Mathis with a 98-yard return. 7-3, the Jets are in front.
And Jimmy Johnson went on a big campaign down in Dallas and improved the whole speed of his team. And speed is such an emphasis for him. Well, the Jets went out looking for speed too. One of the answers to their speed problem came in Mathis, and he showed you what kind of speed he has on that last play.
Set a Jet record and tied a league record. So now the Dallas Cowboys will get one more chance. 7-3, the Jets lead, and both teams have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and Pat Leahy will kick off.
Leahy said he usually can't put the ball on the tee here until just before he kicks. No wind today. He must say, are you sure we're in Giant Stadium today? Beautiful day here. Absolutely beautiful.
Kick headed for the end zone and will be returned by Alexander Wright. We've already seen some of his speed, and penalty marker down. Let's see if the Cowboys are guilty of what Jimmy Johnson thought the Jets had done on that punt return.
Penalty marker on the play.
Here's Tom Dooley.
Flag thrown near Don Odegaard.
We have an illegal block on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Let's go back to the return by Mathis. You see how far that ball is kicked. Mathis fields it on the 2-yard line. Now, that'll ordinarily make a coach very angry, but watch the play develop now. They're saying that Curtis Mathis got an illegal push in the back somewhere along the line. We missed it back there, but Jimmy Johnson screaming that there was an illegal block by one of the Jets on this play. Let's see if we can pick it up. Right there, that's the play on Norton, number 51, and it was Mathis, 49, the man that Johnson was screaming about. They said illegal push in the back, but it was not called.
First down on the 7-yard line with just under 2 minutes to go, and the pass is caught by Kelvin Martin. Michael Mays making the tackle. Dallas is running a 2-minute offense. They still have 3 timeouts remaining.
Sometimes when you burst for that kind of speed, you can get a cramp in those legs. Mathis getting stretched out there on the sideline. Everybody glad to help somebody after they run it 98 yards.
Sure. 4 wide receivers. They dump it off to Darrell Johnston. The fullback will have the first down, and he is brought down himself at the 25 by Mays and Kyle Clifton. And now the Cowboys will use their first timeout with 1:19 to go in the half.
Samsonite's Adventure Series luggage is perfect for those active vacations. It's sporty, easy to carry, and like every Samsonite, quite durable. The Adventure Series, for all you can pack into a vacation.
1:19 to go, Merlin, and Dallas has 2 timeouts left. Jets normally play a bump and run. Do you think they'll go a different way here?
Well, it's a long ways to that goal line, and this Jet defense capable of doing it both ways. You saw them last week against the Houston Oilers playing well off the ball during the whole day. Pete Carroll on the sideline will make that choice, and it looks like they're going to have at least 2 men way back off the line. In fact, they're dropping off initially with 5 of their DBs.
First down at the 26. Here's pressure on Aikman, and the pass is dropped. Intended for Kelvin Martin. Coverage again by Michael Mays, who's had a busy first half. We want to remind you, coming up at halftime, Greg Gumbel and Terry Bradshaw with all the scores and highlights from around the league. For many teams, they're going into the second half of their season, and because of the byes that we've had in the NFL, not everyone has played 8 games.
See, it's hard to try and keep everything up to speed. You want to have those numbers match up, and they just don't. Statistics don't match. The won and lost column doesn't add up right. Makes for a little confusion, doesn't it?
Like a staggered start in track. Second down, pass is tipped by Hasty at the line as the Jets are coming with a safety blitz or a cornerback blitz, in this case, the last 2 plays.
Hasty coming first from the left side, moves over, comes from the right side. Watch him, number 40, right at the bottom side of your screen. He'll just take a step up and then come inside of Logan right there and then stretches up. And a dangerous pass because that one is hanging in the air. A couple of Jets linemen almost got their hands on it.
Marvin Washington was the closest to it.
He's a basketball player. He knows how to handle those.
Oh, we've seen a basketball pass attempted today by Al Toon.
Yeah, we certainly did.
3rd down and 10. With 1:10 to go, the Jets may be calling a timeout.
There comes Hasty again.
Pass is complete to Alexander Wright. Goes out of bounds. He has the first down with 1:05 to go. And so Dallas will continue possession of the ball. And they have enough time with 2 timeouts remaining to possibly get in field goal range.
In a situation like this, you give someone with 4.25 40 speed, and that's world-class sprinter speed. Couldn't say it very fast, but he is fast. You give him a lot of room in this kind of situation. I think that's why he was so open on that short pass. Now they're up at bump and run.
Hand off to Smith. Flea flicker back to Aikman. Aikman is going deep. Tommy Agee is back there, and the pass make it Novacek, the tight end, and it was tipped away in any case by Travis Curtis.
In the final moments of a half or a game, a play like that should never fool a defense. Defensive backs who would bite on that one are going to have a tough time talking to their defensive coaches.
2nd and 10 on the 37.
There's Pete Carroll sending in his signals. Out on the field, Kyle Clifton is the defensive general for this team. Their leader on the field calls all of the defensive signals, all the adjustments. He has to be a walking computer. He has to read down and distance, formation, and all the adjustments that need to be made.
2nd down and 10. Design rollout by Aikman, and the pass.
Almost intercepted.
Almost picked off.
Hasty's been busy here.
He was defending the tight end, Jay Novacek, who has been quiet in this first half, coming into the game as the leading receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. And that was the #1 priority. The Jets said, we've got to stop the tight end who's had an active season thus far.
Novacek with what, 1 pass so far in the day? 1 pass. So they have done a good job of shutting him down in this first half.
52 seconds remaining, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. If it is not incomplete and the Cowboys don't get a first down, the Jets will call a timeout. Here comes pressure on Aikman. Aikman is going deep for Michael Irvin, and the pass is caught by Irvin inside the 15. 51-yard gain, and Dallas, after a delay, calls a timeout as Irvin, battling with John Booty for the ball, makes another reception. He's having a big half.
A big last-second play last week by John Booty, but they're after him here. Here's that downtown pass that Aikman has been willing to throw, and what a great job of concentrating on that ball by Michael Irvin. Booty finally just satisfied to grab his ankles and pull him down. A good job by Aikman of getting into an area where he has a little extra time. Protection is good, but Aikman just slides to his right, and look at the power in that young arm. A perfectly thrown strike.
We talked to Michael Irvin last night. He said, I looked at tape this morning of my game in my rookie year against the Washington Redskins when I caught 3 touchdown passes. That's the image I want to take into this game.
And the thing he was remembering about that game was tight coverage, bump and run coverage. He said, I want to try and fix that image. Well, that's exactly the kind of pass he had in mind. And the Cowboys have exploded and have an opportunity with 38 seconds to get more points on the board here in this first half.
Troy Aikman having a solid first half. First down on the 12 of the Jets. Aikman's pass is caught by Novacek. Gets inside the 10. Don Odegaard and Kyle Clifton on the tackle. Cowboys have 1 timeout remaining.
Cowboys need to do something here, either get to the line or get a timeout call. 22, 21 and counting. Now he spikes it.
20 seconds to go. But Dallas still with the least I would say 2 shots before they have to settle for a field goal before this half is history.
But it's third down. They really only have one opportunity here.
They've got to get inside the 2-yard line for the first down. 11th play of the drive coming up.
Clifton looking to the sideline as you saw Pete Carroll. They're not worried about all the plays before this one. The only one that counts right now is this third down play.
Drive started on the 7-yard line. Third down and 6. AIKMAN sack. Dennis Byrd and Gerald Nichols combined. Byrd already had a sack, and that'll bring up 4th down, and Ken Willis will come in following a loss of 10 on that play. Big play by the Jet defense.
2 players who just did not fit in the old Jets defensive system, but in this slanting, aggressive gaming system that Carroll brought with him from Minnesota, they are able to be active and make that kind of play. A big play on AIKMAN. Three, 2, they better get it there. Just, ooh.
And you know, it's very risky to wait for 2 seconds, because if the penalty is on the offense and time runs out, you don't get another chance. You only get another chance if the penalty's on the defense. So I think they let too much time run off.
Well, and if the official's got his back turned, then you can't find him. Let's go and look at the heat on this third down. Byrd, number 90, is right in the middle of your screen. Nichols also coming on the stunt. They're gaming inside. It's Nichols who beats his man to the outside. Crawford Kerr, number 68, and then Byrd coming right up the middle. Both of them there to share in that big sack.
And credit to the Jets defenders, because there were no receivers open. George Allen, your old coach, I think had a theory that you've got to leave 8 seconds before you try a kick at the end of a half or a game.
George had a theory for everything, I think.
I led you into that one.
George, in fact, George's book was very thick. It had all kinds of theories in it. Some were very good, by the way. Bruce Coslett, I'm sure, hoping that they can get this kick blocked inside.
35-yard attempt. Novacek is holding. And the kick by Ken Willis is good. And that is the end of the first half here at Giant Stadium with the score. The New York Jets 7 and the Dallas Cowboys 6.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Mitsubishi. The word is getting around. Braun electric shavers. It's through superior design that superior performance can be achieved. And by America's favorite light beer, Miller Lite, the sole sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year award.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
By using a complete address, you can help us deliver even better on a promise we made a long time ago.
We deliver for you.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. On November 10th, the United States Marine Corps celebrates the birth date of its proud and distinguished history. History that will be remembered for that elite corps of men who made it, the Marines. We're looking for a few good men.
Saturday afternoon, we were taking our walk.
It's the same thing for over a month now. Come in, look around, drive the car, the two of them.
I had my eye on that silver one. I mean,
I know she really wants it, so I tell her a price. $28,950.
I think that's terrific, but I stay cool, and we go for a drive.
Again.
We talked a little, and we drove a little, and then we talked some more.
Here we go again. Only Merlin doesn't think it's this color. Get this, it turned out Merlin could live with it.
The unintelligent way.
Bruce, I need this claim done now.
Well, here's the policy data. The photos are in here, and the rest comes from the local office.
Thanks a lot.
The intelligent way.
Bruce, I need this claim done now.
Well, here's the policy data. Photos are in here, and the rest comes from the local office.
Thanks a lot.
For image processing and systems and network integration, call Bell Atlantic.
Well, those of you who have been watching the New York Jets take on the Dallas Cowboys, welcome back to our studios in New York, everyone. Let's run down scores and highlights for you right from the top of the charts, beginning with a fine game going on at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where the Packers lead the 49ers 10-7. It was a 3-0 Green Bay lead before Don Majkowski went up top to Sterling Sharp.
Sterling Sharp caught him in man-man, got inside of right, made a move to the post, went to the corner, wide open.
And then with 11 seconds to go in the half, Joe Montana, 23 yards to John Taylor. Rushing game hasn't been much for the 49ers today, but they are within 3 points as they've gone to halftime now. The Packers lead it by a score of 10-7. Halftime at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the Bengals are trailing the New Orleans Saints by a score of 14-7. Saints have been able to run the ball against the Bengals today. Watch Gil Fenerty take the delay handoff and go for 5 yards and a touchdown, and the Saints led it 7-0. Reuben Mays added a rushing touchdown before Boomer Esiason finally got the Bengals on the board.
Nice pass by Boomer, rolling out, just stares down White, catches in man again. White inside move, outside, touchdown.
It is 14-7 at halftime at Riverfront Stadium. In Pittsburgh, the Falcons have taken advantage of Steeler turnovers. 3 field goals by Greg Davis. They lead the Steelers 9-0 at halftime. Kansas City and the L.A. Raiders are at halftime at Arrowhead Stadium, and the Chiefs, off of 2 field goals, lead the Raiders by a score of 6-0. Halftime in Miami, the Dolphins lead the Cardinals by a score of 13-3. 66 yards total offense in the first half for the Phoenix Cardinals against the #1 defense in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins. At the Silverdome in Pontiac, the Detroit Lions are up on the Redskins by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Watch this pass by Rodney Peete, tipped off of the hands of Richard Johnson and into the hands of Robert Clark. And by the time it winds up, it's 33 yards and a touchdown. The Lions led 7-0. Stan Humphries trying to bring him back.
One of the problems, I notice Humphrey pumps to the left, looks to the left, too late, comes back slowly. White watches Humphrey's eyes, gets in front of the pass. Nice interception, touchdown, his first of his NFL career.
28-14, the Lions are leading the Redskins. Meanwhile, at the Meadowlands, the New York Jets on Terance Mathis' 98-yard punt return lead the Cowboys 7-6 at halftime. And New England and Philadelphia, they are approaching halftime. The Eagles lead it by a field goal. The NFL Today continues on CBS after this word from your local station.
Hikers trapped on a steep hill with one hope for survival.
I thought we may lose this kid.
A treacherous escape from certain death on Rescue 911 Tuesday.
When danger hits too close to home,
You took my life, Alan! Now I'm gonna take yours!
no one can hide
Did you see him? The flash guy!
from the fastest man alive.
You lose.
The Flash, Thursday at 8:30.
This is CBS.
Eastern would like to explain the concept behind our new corporate rates. It's really quite simple. You get the same coach ticket that puts you back here on other airlines, except you sit up here in first class. So for what it costs to fly back here on them, you can fly up here on Eastern in our new first class section, which is twice the size of our old first class section. Up here for the price of back here. Only offered here.
Welcome back to our New York studio, everyone. It used to be that when Englishmen came across the Atlantic to play football, it meant soccer. But Tuesday, a group of talented British youngsters played football American style in Milwaukee against a team of local high school all-stars.
You can make a difference of what happens with American football in Great Britain. You have an opportunity as an athlete to do something that you can talk about, not only to your mates today, but to your kids and your grandchildren maybe in the future, because you are doing something that's not happened before. So have fun, and I'll have a heck of a lot of fun watching you guys. Enjoy it.
The British players have climbed the learning curve quickly, but there are elements of the game that can at times seem mystifying, like the pregame coin toss.
Well, you have a choice, kick, receive. You understand you may receive if you want. They chose to defer to second half.
Yeah, we're not taking prisoners today. No.
off the hook. It's the best part of the game. Nah, soccer's for... Nah. Soccer ain't my game. Nah.
Go! Come on!
Eventually, the British found out the difference between desire and getting it done. The visitors began committing turnovers as the hosts and the home whites exploded for 25 second-half points. The Great Britain Crusaders were not close this night, but their capable, inspired play indicated they aren't that far behind.
After today's performance here, we're going to really do with someone like Terry Bradshaw. The other hand, you know, should come over to Newcastle and show how it's done, you know.
Are you booked?
I'm not booked, my friend, but it's the place I like to go is over there and show them how to throw the ball.
Is that a British accent?
I don't think so.
It may be. Might be the worst accent I've ever heard in my life. Time to send you back to the stadium and the game you're watching here on CBS.
A little trouble.
Halftime at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Jets lead the Dallas Cowboys 7-6. They got a field goal by Ken Willis as time ran out. And Merlin Olsen, I have to say that this game goes against all of the prognostications as far as the strengths of the two clubs' offense.
Well, you can't believe those statisticians. You got to let the game play on the field, and that's what's happened here. Right now, the Cowboys have controlled the game offensively, and they have been banging things around. But the Jets control the game on the board.
All right, two big plays in the game, one by the Jets and one by the Cowboys. One, the 98-yard punt return touchdown by Terance Mathis.
Let's go to the chalkboard, and we get a chance to watch something right here. Jimmy Johnson screaming about what he said was an illegal block on Ken Norton right here. Let's see if that is indeed an illegal block. As you see the play develop, that's Travis Curtis with the block, but watch the explosion by Mathis picking the hole, and then with his speed, you've got no chance.
98 yards, a Jet record, and tying an NFL record for a punt return. And Michael Irvin's 51-yard pass reception to set up their second field goal.
Something to watch on this particular play was stop it right there. You're going to see Johnson coming back from right here. He's going to block. Oh, there he is at the top. Hang on. Here's the pickup right here that makes it possible for the quarterback to step up and go ahead and have time to get this ball off.
'51-yard reception for Michael Irvin, who caught 3 passes and had a great first half for the Dallas Cowboys. A 1-point game, and we'll return with the second half kickoff from Giant Stadium in just a moment.
Barbecue? Sure, but summer's over. Baggett? McDonald's? Hey, McRib. All right. You know, I sure could go for some, fries and a Coke with that. A McRib pack. I'll take it. Hey, let's eat. Oops, better do it now, huh? McRib. McDonald's? For food, folks, and fun. Chomp.
Our bike business had never been better. So one day we just looked at each other and knew it was time to go public.
Your auditor gives us an accurate picture of your capital needs. When are we going to hear?
It takes time. Off to New York, guys.
Mr. Three-Point Shooter used to miss 3 points on his face till I got him to shave with a Slim Twin disposable. It has a narrow head. Just like our little brother Mike. So you can shave hard to reach places. It's got a special bar to keep the blades clean.
The Slim Twin disposable from Schick.
When it comes to brake repair, some places give you a guesstimate. Midas gives you an estimate in writing, a thorough inspection, then a price that's right. At Midas, we do brake work, not guesswork. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Jessica receives an invitation to
very posh soiree,
only to discover how the other half dies.
I was beginning to enjoy it.
Murder, she wrote. Then, his little girl is kidnapped and buried alive. Peter Strauss and Robert Urich, based on a true story. 83 Hours Till Dawn, tonight.
Monday.
There's no coffee!
Life is tense at FYI, and Murphy's mom is no help.
Do you have other clothes? Nice hat.
And all new Murphy Brown.
Back here at Giant Stadium. Ken Willis kicking off for the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets will have the ball first in the second half. Terance Mathis is back deep with John Odegaard, and it's Mathis at the 10. And he is brought down at the 27-yard line by Bill Bates. Big edge in the first half. It's a 1-point Jet lead, but you'd never know it by looking at these numbers.
That's about as lopsided as you can get. In possession time, Dallas has owned the field offensively.
Total yardage, 229 to only 46 for New York.
As you would suspect, looking at that possession time. No turnovers in this first half by either ball club. They've been clean on that part of the slate.
Ken O'Brien has completed only 2 of 9 passes for a measly 21 yards. First down at the 27. First play is a running play to Johnny Hector, and he gets a couple, that's all. Eugene Lockhart makes his first tackle of the game. Jim Jeffcoat had some words with Jet head coach Bruce Coslett, didn't he, at the end of the half?
In the tunnel, a screaming match going on between those two. Jeffcoat accusing Coslett of having his lineman chop blocking. Well, if he wants to yell at a coach, he should go yell at Larry Bechtold, who's the offensive line coach. But Coslett was Coslett denying that and saying, hey, that's not something we teach. That's not something we do. But Jeffcoat furious.
Second down and 7, and the handoff is to Brad Baxter. First play by Baxter today, and a penalty marker flies. Danny Noonan on the tackle. Baxter is stopped 2 yards shy of a first down, but the play apparently will be holding called against the Jets. Reading lips.
Trevor Mathis.
Yeah, 64, Trevor Mathis. Of course, here at Giant Stadium, both teams enter and exit from the same entrance in the tunnel.
It could have got nasty over there as they were together. But let me explain what a chop block is. That's a block where one player has engaged the defensive lineman, and then with a delay, another player goes after his legs. Clearly illegal, and one of the things that infuriated me as a defensive lineman.
Second down and 17. Blair Thomas goes in motion for the Jets. O'Brien steps up, and the pass is incomplete. Rob Moore yielded that on the short hop.
You're not going to sell that one, Rob. Hey, come on here. A clear bounce on that one, and Moore doing his best as a salesman on that play.
For an infielder, that's a good play. But in this game, no.
Here's the end of it. That's right. A little shortstop in him as he takes it off the scoop right there.
So now it's third down and 17. And into the game for the Dallas Cowboys, Kenneth Gant, a rookie defensive back, number 29. You see him at the bottom of your picture.
Robert Williams, the man left out of this picture.
O'Brien can't get away from Daniel Stubbs, who gets the first sack of the game for the Cowboys. He didn't start today, but gets a big play and a loss of 12 for the Jets.
One of the reasons the Cowboys went after Stubbs was because of his rushing ability. Watch him, left-hand side of your screen, 96, stunning around Jones on that play, drives up inside. No chance for Trevor Mathis, who tried to zone block it and pick him up. Jones there to congratulate his mate.
Joe Prokop will be kicking from his own end zone.
Isaac Holt will be coming again.
They pick him off, and Derek Shepard, a good kick by Prokop. Shepard on his own 49. Gets tripped up, and a fine play by the Jets' Chris Burkett, because he prevented a longer return by Shepard. But the Cowboys will have good field position, and kudos for the defensive line of the Dallas Cowboys.
I see you grabbing. I came underneath it.
I see you've selected Memory Implant 7, the ultimate adventure. Vehicle preference?
Toyota 4x4, the black one.
Excellent choice. Another one.
The 1991 Toyota 4x4. The ultimate adventure.
nothing. Nothing beats a bud, yeah, nothing. Nothing beats a bud, yeah, nothing. Nothing beats a Budweiser. Nothing beats a bud.
She's onto a story that could destroy a man's life.
I've been accused of molesting a child.
But is she too close to see the truth?
You don't trust me? I'm not sure I trust myself.
WIOU, Wednesday.
Back at Giant Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys have their best starting position of the day. They're on the Jet 47. Tommy Agee and Emmitt Smith, the running backs for Troy Aikman. Aikman calling an audible. Flip is to Agee. Can't get around Lageman, the linebacker. Next Saturday on CBS Sports at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, College Football Today. You'll get all of it from Andrea Joyce and Mike Francesa. Notre Dame with a win over Navy here yesterday against Tennessee. They still have a shot for a Southeast Conference championship. Should be a great matchup. 2 o'clock Eastern next Saturday right here on CBS Sports.
Notre Dame thinking national championship again. They can pick it up here. They've had one. That'd be 2 in the last 3 years. That would be impressive. Most impressive.
They got the opening for number 1 with Virginia losing yesterday. Second down and 11 for Troy Aikman, and the pass is picked up in the air, and it's caught by Agee. Tommy Agee makes the catch, and it'll be short of a first down. Dennis McKinnon was the initial intended receiver, and the ball bounced in the air, I think, off a defender.
It looked like Tony Stargell, number 45, and let's see if we can pick it out. Most every time you see a play like this, it's the defense that will come up with the ball. Stargell, 45, will reach in on McKinnon right there, knock the ball into the air, but Agee with a most alert play. There are 4 Jets right there to get a shot at the ball, but Agee comes down with it.
He was coming out of the backfield on a pass pattern himself. Now it's 3rd and 3 at the Jet 40. They show blitz, penalty marker down, and the quick pass caught by Kelvin Martin as he beat Tony Stargell on a quick play, and it might have been a free play anyway, and a gain of 18 yards.
Aikman with a hard count, able to draw the defense off sides.
And it was a free play, and they got 18 yards out of it.
Mike working? Oh, he's had trouble with his mic all day.
Well, that's all you have to know. You didn't need a microphone for that.
Offside by the whole defensive line. Watch the defensive lineman now. If they get back before the ball is snapped, it's not an illegal play. But he had 3 of them offsides, and obviously they were not able to get back. That's just a little fade route right there. What a great play by Martin as he goes up over Stargell.
It's like an alley-oop to R.C. Owens.
We saw a little bit of that in our pregame show. I'll tell you somebody else that can do that, Al Toon. But Martin, for a small guy, did a real job of ooping it there.
First down on the 22 of the Jets. Aikman to throw on first down, and closing it into the hands of Kyle Clifton. Third interception of the year for Kyle Clifton, and the Cowboys squander a big opportunity.
We mentioned earlier that there have been no turnovers early in this ball game. Well, the Jets just got a big one.
Attackers can hide under cars, so check underneath as you approach. Keep a small flashlight on your key ring to help you see, or ask someone to walk you to your car. Learn more in the driver security book, free from Shell.
The premium choice.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's important to remember at a time like this, when it's very dark and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio, with a performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
Saddam Hussein's best-kept atomic secret is a uranium mine hidden away inside a mountain. But you know 60 Minutes. They can't keep a secret. They'll show it to you tonight.
Troy Aikman's 12th interception of the season snuffs out a drive by the Cowboys. Kyle Clifton leads the Jets in that department, and it's a first down for the Jets on their 25. Brad Baxter is the running back. Roll out by Ken O'Brien, and he finds his open man, and he's got the tight end, Mark Boyer, and a first down, a gain of 16 yards.
Let's go back and look at that big turnover. What a big play. Kyle Clifton right here, dropping back to the middle of the way here, watching the eyes of Aikman, and then he'll just pick up that ball right here. Aikman threw one to Wes Hopkins last week in the Eagle game, much like this, right over the middle. Just a very bad pass. Covered all the way, and a great interception on that last play.
Jets with a first down on their 41. Less than 5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. And the give is to Baxter, trying to go outside, and picks up maybe 1 yard. And good pursuit by Ken Norton, the linebacker, and Isaac Holt coming up from the secondary.
So far in this game, Dick, you can side with those who would say throw out the stats. There's only one that really matters, and of course there is. It's the score of the ball game. The Jets ahead 7-6. The Cowboys with an opportunity to go ahead, snuffed out by that last interception, and now the Jets, if they can move the ball, can take charge here in the second half.
You look at the numbers, you think the Cowboys are winning by 3 touchdowns. Second down and 9 for O'Brien, and wide open is Rob Moore. First down inside Dallas territory to the 44. 14 yards to the #1 pick in the supplemental draft, Rob Moore from Syracuse. Ray Horton on the stop.
Moore and Al Toon working in tandem here, and watch the Cowboys get tangled up here. Hendricks, 45, and Eichholt both end up on Toon, and there's nobody there. Moore all by himself as the Cowboy defense makes a mistake.
First down. Blair Thomas is the tailback now for the Jets. Play fake for O'Brien, and Toon got a hand on it. Incomplete, but he was wide open.
That's not the kind of pass that O'Brien will normally miss. This has not been the kind of a day that Kenny O'Brien will put into his memoirs. He has had a tough afternoon, and that particular play, one that he will not want to see in the films.
Glad you said that, because I was planning to read Ken O'Brien's memoirs.
He's a nice young man. I really like him. Hell, and here's a young quarterback who's getting a little information too, and a bit nauseated because of a mistake he made.
First and 10 at the 44-yard. Second down on the 44. Second down, and O'Brien looking for the rookie Blair Thomas out of the backfield, and Ken Norton was step for step. That'll bring up third down. Talking to Bruce Coslett about the difference in the personnel, Jets compared to the Bengals, and O'Brien and, of course, Boomer Esiason, and 2 distinct quarterbacks.
Very definitely so. And one of the things that Coslett said when he came here, he said, I brought a lot of things with me, but some I can't use because they simply don't fit my personnel. Kenny O'Brien, he said, does a lot of things within the framework of the game plan better than Boomer Esiason, but he is not as inventive and not as creative as Boomer.
Freeman McNeil in for the Jets. Extra defensive backs for Dallas. And the pass, Rob Moore off of his leg. He was the intended receiver, and covering on the play. A penalty marker down was Manny Hendricks, but there's a flag at the line, and it's going to be called against the Dallas Cowboys.
And O'Brien very slow getting up on that play.
They may have a running or roughing into the passer. James Washington got to Ken O'Brien. Personal foul, and it'll be an automatic first down. So the interception on one end for Jimmy Johnson, and then a big penalty on third down.
Washington, number 37 from the right side of your screen, coming clearly. Several full steps. The officials will throw the flag every time. Again, the helmet right inside. He's hit by Stubbs, and Bates trying to get off of him, but you're going to get a ticket on that every time.
Tony Eason is coming at quarterback for the Jets. Eason replaces O'Brien, shaken up. Blair Thomas off tackle, picks up about 3 yards. And Tony Tolbert making the stop. Eason has appeared briefly this year and will appear briefly in this one perhaps as Ken O'Brien comes back in after missing one play.
Just take Kenny off and say, you okay? Count my fingers. 3. Okay, you're back in there. Go back. I tell you, the trainers will tell you this is one of the toughest players on this Jet team. They said when he's hurt, they can't even get him to tell him where he's hurt. Say, where are you hurt? Bob Reese says you got to talk to him for a while before he'll even tell you what hurts.
He must have told him that time. There's the draw play to Thomas, and he's wrapped up by Jimmy Jones. It'll be 3rd and short right now for an NFL Today report. Here's Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Dick, thank you. The Lions are just pounding the Redskins. Watch Barry Sanders right up the middle and then outrun everyone to the end zone. 45 yards, 10.5 to play third quarter. It's now 35-14. Let's go back to Giant Stadium.
I almost called Greg by a different name.
You didn't. You wouldn't have done that.
I said almost.
Is there a better back in football than Barry Sanders?
No.
I don't think so.
Great offense for him to run as well. Here's the inside handoff. Freeman McNeil hits one man, gets the first down to the 15 and inside. Tony Tolbert, as you said, plays in just situations now, but McNeil gets a big first down for the Jets.
Hasn't lost some of that great ability to avoid tackles. The man he avoided, number 37, Washington. Watch it as McNeil will go to the right side. 37 right there coming up, misses the tackle, and McNeil picks up an extra 5 yards on that play. So Washington with the penalty, and now with a missed tackle.
And a first down on the 15-yard line of the Cowboys. O'Brien has time, and the pass is to Altoon inside the 15. Eugene Lockhart. How the complexion changed. The Cowboys were driving for points, trailing 7-6. AIKMAN threw the interception. And then on third down, it looked like Dallas had stopped the Jets. A personal foul penalty gave them the ball, and now they're threatening again.
Down inside the 10-yard line with an opportunity right here to put enough points on the board to make it really tough on the Dallas Cowboys.
Freeman McNeil the back, 2nd and 2. There's McNeil.
Great play. Norton. Sorry about that, partner. I
you
get
were
excited.
Right.
I get excited sometimes.
You were right. It was a great play by Norton.
Kenny Norton coming from the backside. Watch him. He's coming right up the middle, number 51. Blitzing very quickly as he's stacked in there and just does a great job of taking McNeil's legs out from underneath him. That's great balance just to get his feet back, but it was a loss on the play.
And a big play, you're right, by Norton, because now it's 3rd and short. 3rd down and 3. Cowboys looking to hold the Jets to a field goal attempt. O'Brien with a lot of time, and the receiver fell down. It was Freeman McNeil, and he slipped on his own accord. He had beaten Norton, and that'll bring up 4th down. Tough break for the Jets.
One of the best athletes on the field, Freeman McNeil, saying he was held on that play, matched up one-on-one. Dave Wannstedt said we'll be putting Norton on the backs one-on-one. Let's see. He's well out there. No, he just, maybe there's a crack in the turf out there. Fell down on that last play, and embarrassing because that ball hit him as he rolled on the ground.
Pat Leahy with a string of 10 consecutive field goals. This will be a 25-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So the Jets come away with 3 points following that interception by Kyle Clifton on a good drive. And with 5:58 to go in the third quarter, the Jets now lead it 10-6.
Don't worry about highways. Don't worry about hills. Don't worry about passing. Don't worry. Be happy you've got the perfect car. The 1991 Toyota Camry with its available V6 156 horsepower engine. Camry, the most trouble-free car in its class 3 years in a row.
I love what you do for me.
I'm happy.
Toyota.
What do you think? Here's a better idea.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle.
No wonder nobody ever comes back.
Yes, indeed, so good.
Imagination, creation, application. At GTE, we know the power of people. At GTE, that power becomes an operator's voice when you need it most. Your company's telecommunications system, a nightlight for your child. One-to-one, person-to-person, GTE to you. It's the power of the human touch. And at GTE, the power is on.
They call him the Rocket. Raheem Ismail turbocharges the second-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame as they collide with 11th-ranked Tennessee next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Pat Leahy now has kicked 11 consecutive field goals, and the Jets lead 10-6 with that much time remaining in the third quarter. 39 years old, has been around.
7 head coaches. Look at the numbers. 363 teammates. And an onside kick.
And it's covered up by Darrell Johnston, the Cowboy fullback in midfield. And now Temperance Flair, Jack Del Rio gets into a squabble with John Galvin.
Separated quickly enough, but the Jets doing something I like, actually. I like to see risks taken by teams who are ahead, but that one may backfire on them. That one may come back to haunt them. You make an onside kick when you have to have it, and everybody's ready for it. You make one in this situation, everybody has to remember it and prepare for it. However, you'd like to have it successful when you do it in a critical situation like the Jets are in here.
Not only that, but Aikman turned it over the last time. Now you're giving him a good break.
You give him great field position to start this drive. No question about it, Nick.
First down, Aikman to throw, and the pass is caught by Novacek. And he is tossed down by Kyle Clifton, but a pickup of about 6 yards on that play.
And I'm sure Bruce Coslet's thinking tempered somewhat by the success that his defensive team has had here against Aikman in the second half. Travis Curtis, a big play earlier in the game. Watch it here as Emmitt Smith, the rookie, sticks the nose right in there. Good young rookie backs have got to be able to do that, or they don't get a chance to play.
Second down and 4, and Aikman's handoff and driven back. Dennis Byrd drove back Emmitt Smith. No chance for Smith that time as the offensive line just broke down.
This Jet defense responding to the challenge. An onside kick giving Aikman and the Cowboy offense great field position. 2 big plays right here by the Jet defense.
Smith carrying 10 times today for 42 yards. Was a holdout, late signee. It'll be third down and 8 for the Cowboys. Extra wide receivers out of the shotgun. And Aikman's pass is caught for the first down. Michael Irvin, and that's his 4th catch of the game. That good for 14 yards. And the Cowboys keep it going. John Booty defending on the play.
Watch Michael Irvin at the top of your screen, working one-on-one on Booty. Gets Booty to drive to the outside and then pushes him off and just waits for the throw by Aikman. That's where the strength of Aikman's arm comes in handy. Able to deliver that football so the defensive backs has no chance to come back on it.
Irvin had 4 catches coming into this game. He's caught 4 this afternoon. And a first down for the Cowboys on the Jet 34. On the delay, pressure on Aikman. Gets by Washington. and goes out of bounds and saves a sack and no gain on the play. It was Marvin Washington who put the pressure on, and Dennis Byrd chased Aikman to the sideline.
Now that's what it makes the defense mad, because you chase the quarterback out of bounds, and if he makes an inch, it's not a sack. If you get him back another couple of inches, it's a sack. But I think he gained just enough to keep it from going in the books as a sack.
Second down and 9. They gave him a yard on the play. Cowboys at 3-5 and the Jets at 3-5. Both doing a lot better than most people figured at this juncture. Pass incomplete. Smith out of the backfield, but a flag is down. See if it's against the Jets. Smith was defended by James Hasty, and they're going to call it against the Jets, and that'll be a Dallas first down. Hasty might have been holding on to Emmitt Smith. We'll wait. It was on Hasty.
Good eye on that one, Dick. Good call. Michael Irvin, complaining on the outside, thought that he was bumped around on that play too.
And an automatic first down. Jim Jeffcoat.
I wonder if he's cooled down after his tete-a-tete with Bruce Coslett in the tunnel at halftime.
Two good speedsters to the top of your picture, Michael Irvin and Alexander Wright. Now Wright moves. And the give is to Emmitt Smith. He's bottled up by Kelly, but it takes Byrd to finally bring Smith down at the 25-yard line. Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Temperatures in the 70s today. Dick Stockton and Merlin Olsen. In the third quarter with 3 minutes to go, the Jets lead the Cowboys 10-6. Game in which the Cowboys have dominated all of the statistics except the big one, the scoreboard.
Well, and they're one play away from taking the lead if they can poke a touchdown in. Aikman would love to do it right here.
Draw play to A.G. Penalty marker down as A.G. gets nothing. Scott Mercereau was there to stop A.G., but another flag.
Irvin and Hasty, a real war out there in that one-on-one.
And an offside penalty against the Jets will give the Cowboys another chance.
Sometimes an eager defensive back in the bump and run will come up and stand offside. Unfortunately, we cannot read, but the feeling is that Davis may have been the man who jumped offside. Let's see. Yes, number 98 jumping offside clearly on that last play as the Jets really crowding the football, negating what would have been a big play for the defense.
And instead of 3rd down and 7, it is 2nd down and 1 for the Cowboys just outside the Jet 20. Time remaining in the third quarter.
Offensive coordinator David Shula with a chance to gamble on 2nd and very short if he wishes to do so.
Cowboys started at the 50-yard line where the Jets tried an onside kick, which backfired. They don't gamble. They give it to Smith. Smith stopped at the 19-yard line, close to the first down. Kyle Clifton is there. If they don't make it, it'll be 3rd and inches.
You're a defensive lineman. You don't worry about your hands at this point in the game. They're all beat up. Oh, Jeffcoat we saw, and it's going to be close enough there. I think they're going to say he picked it up. Yes.
So a couple of penalties have hurt the Jets here after the onside kick came up empty. An automatic first down on a holding call in the backfield, and then a 5-yard penalty, short yardage, and now 1st and 10 Dallas on the 18 of the Jets. Emmitt Smith off the left side, fights his way to the 15-yard line. Gain of 3. Making the tackle was Joe Mott, one of the inside linebackers. This is what the Jets defense has performed inside the 20 this year.
Right in the middle of the pack, 12th in the NFL. Right now they're only worried about one particular possession, this current one. They'd love to get the Cowboys stopped here, even if they can stop them for 3.
2nd and 7. Emmitt Smith with a fake. Fights his way to the 10-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by a yard. Gerald Nichols, the defensive lineman, was the first man to get to him. That may be the last play of this 3rd quarter.
That's the kind of lateral speed and running strength that caused the Cowboys to go after Emmitt Smith in the draft. Tremendous acceleration, good speed as he popped up inside.
There are 14 seconds left and 18 on the clock, and so they're going to let the time run out. Emmitt Smith, the rookie from the University of Florida, #1 pick. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here at Giant Stadium with the score. The New York Jets 10 and the Dallas Cowboys 6.
Good times roll with the clean, fresh taste of Bud Light. It won't fill you up, never lets you down.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America. Only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
There are nearly 4 million miles of roads in this beautiful country. But only half of them are paved. The Toyota 4Runner. Where you go is your concern. Getting you back is ours.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
We begin the 4th quarter at Giant Stadium. Dick Stockton and Merlin Olsen. 3rd down and 2. Crowd standing, urging on the Jet defense here as the Cowboys threaten.
This is what the Jets wanted. They wanted this crowd involved.
Emmitt Smith drives forward, and he may have the first down, appears to have it. Joe Kelly making the tackle. Merlin, we go back to that foiled onside kick attempt by the Jets that gave Dallas possession at midfield.
Dick, you said at the time, and you were absolutely right, that play could come back to haunt them, and certainly if there's a touchdown here, or even if they get a field goal, it will haunt them. But I still would defend the unusual calls that Koslett makes, that Sam Weich makes, because they make you unpredictable. And the one thing you cannot afford to be offensively is predictable.
They're short by less than a yard, and a decision for Jimmy Johnson, trailing 10-6. This is a young club, and they're going to go for it. They bring in their second tight end, Rob Awalt, on 4th down.
This is where the Cowboys miss that big muscle tight end. They've got a couple of guys who are primarily receivers and not great blockers.
Penalty marker down. Emmitt Smith has the first down and the touchdown, but there's a flag, so we'll wait. If it's against the Cowboys, and it is, it's a false start. Ken Willis comes onto the field, and they get the shot for the field goal.
Let's watch for the motion here. Someone moving. There it is. It's the left tackle, Gogan, who replaced Tuine early in this ball game. A second crucial mistake. We saw him earlier with a holding penalty. And there it was. He's offside on that particular play.
Cannot decline that kind of a penalty. And that is why Ken Willis has a chance for a 32-yard field goal here to bring the Cowboys closer. And Willis's kick is good, his third field goal of the day, and it's now 10-9 in favor of the Jets. And we'll return to Giant Stadium after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
They thought they owned the road. Wrong. They didn't count on Hess. The new Hess detergent gasolines.
Stop at the green.
Our advanced detergent formula powers outstanding performance.
Stop.
Independent tests prove it. The new Hess detergent gasolines deliver exceptional cleaning power, and that means exceptional performance.
Stop at the green.
Hess, power to perform.
By 10:30 a.m. any business day, one company will guarantee delivery of your overnight air packages to more people, places, and businesses than anyone else in the industry. UPS introduces 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery. 62,000 trucks. No waiting.
After years of intense work, Lexus is ready to celebrate. Because even at the equivalent of 145 miles per hour, the Lexus LS400 is designed to stir the soul and not much else.
The real story behind tonight's movie on Channel 2 News.
Less than a minute into this fourth quarter, and the Jet lead has been cut to 1 on Ken Willis's 32-yard field goal. He has kicked one from 32, 24, and started the game with a 37-yarder. He'll be kicking off and back deep for the Jets, Don Odegaard and Terance Mathis.
I'd kick away from Mathis. No, they're going to kick it out of bounds. Well, I guess that's as good.
Second time today that the kickoff by Willis went out of bounds, and so the Jets will start from the 35.
Receiver's ball, 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
The Jets have not won 2 in a row all year.
Chance to look up at the Cowboys coaches upstairs. The offensive coordinator, David Shula, I believe on the left-hand side. There he is, far left. And Dave Wanstead will be on the right side somewhere in there. The defensive coordinator, there he is, leaning forward, right-hand side with the mustache. His defense has done an excellent job here today in this ball game.
Former Giant Dick Nolan sitting next to him. First down on the 35. Freeman McNeil with a nifty run inside, picks up close to 9. Ken Norton on the tackle. McNeil with the longest run from scrimmage this year by any Jet running back, 29 yards. Has scored 3 touchdowns. 2nd down and 1, New York.
Continue that rotation in there of those running backs to keep those legs fresh.
McNeil stays in there. O'Brien may be calling an audible here. Here's McNeil. He's not going to get the first down, and Eugene Lockhart smacks Freeman McNeil down, and it'll be 3rd down.
Lockhart is not only a big play linebacker, he's the man that takes part of the signals and will come in from the sideline. Wanstead call the signals. He's already decided what he wants to do. They go down to Butch Davis on the field, who calls the fronts In other words, what they do up front, Campbell will call the signals for the secondary. Lockhart will take part of that signal, and Horton, the free safety, will take the other part. A complicated system, but Lockhart, the man who must communicate with the men up front, the front 7, to get them in position to make the play.
3rd down and 1 at the 44-yard line, and quarterback sneak, Ken O'Brien looking for the 1st down, and he may have it.
Yes, he does. Well, you didn't have to figure too hard about what kind of defense they'd be in. They would be coming hard, but O'Brien, never afraid to put his body on the line, able to pick up that 1st down.
So a look at how the Cowboys get the signal into their defensive unit.
Just to further add to what this Cowboy defense has done today, we remind you again, they've had a lot of injuries. Alburton, the starting safety, out, and 2 of their defensive linemen dinged today, although we've seen both of them play and play well.
1st and 10 at the 46. Brad Baxter now is the setback. Big toss to one side and a completion to Al Toon, and he is ridden out of bounds by Manny Hendricks and James Washington, and a gain of close to 8 yards on the play.
One of the things that Bruce Coslett has been able to help with on the sideline, as you see the Cowboys sideline, John Giesick getting a little help there. Bruce Coslett on the other side, as he came over here to talk to Kenny O'Brien, one of the things he talked to Kenny about was faking, play action faking, ball handling. And O'Brien has been doing a great job of that this year. That's something he was good at anyway, but under this system, he's even better at it.
McNeil in the game and in motion. O'Brien goes down, sacked back in his own territory by Tony Tolbert. And that is the 2nd quarterback sack of the day by the Dallas Cowboys. Each team has a pair.
Tolbert in there for Daniel Stubbs. One of the weaknesses that O'Brien has is that when he has to start moving in that pocket, he has trouble resetting. Here it comes, right side, 92, right there. Tolbert simply could not handle it on that side. Brett Miller trying to block on Tolbert, but Tolbert much quicker than Miller, able to get away and make the sack.
3rd down and 6. Ball at midfield. 4 wide receivers for the Jets. And a handoff to Freeman McNeil. He has open running room. 1st down and more inside the 35. "17 yards for the veteran Freeman McNeil, who gets up a bit hurt."
Watch this play. Let's turn it loose and watch O'Brien. He'll go back past Freeman McNeil. Now wait, stop her right there. He'll come forward now to McNeil to hand the ball back to him. That's what makes the play go. The fact that the defense sees the movement right there, they think that the quarterback is by McNeil, and McNeil upfield quickly. They used that play effectively last week against the Eagles as well.
Kind of a wraparound draw play.
A delayed draw that is most effective.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And this one, Johnny Hector goes down and will lose about 3 yards. Jim Jeffcoat with a crunching hit on Hector and a loss of about 3.
Number 77, left-hand side of your screen. Watch him. Mike Haight inside, and Jeff Criswell, I don't think anticipated that slant inside. Jeffcoat coming at full speed, something he has done throughout his career. He's from up here in New Jersey. Got a lot of his family here today. I'm sure they enjoyed that.
Blair Thomas moves into the wing position. And O'Brien on 2nd down and 13 gets rid of it as he gets hit by Jeffcoat, and a flag down, and we're going to have roughing the passer on Jeffcoat.
He's calling him for the use of the helmet. If Jeffcoat had just hit O'Brien, he wouldn't have had a flag. But Jeffcoat put the helmet right in the back of O'Brien. And I've got to believe that the altercation that Jeffcoat and Coslett had in the tunnel and his anger of being chop blocked early in this game had something to do with that particular play.
Personal foul. O'Brien still going.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, 97. 1st down.
Coming from the lower side of the screen, Jeff Coat, and he watch the helmet. You cannot spear with that helmet. Fans seeing it on the screen here, very, very upset.
Jeff Coat comes out of the game, replaced by Daniel Stubbs. They have put Ken O'Brien under pressure all day.
Critical penalties on both teams here today.
First down and 10. And the pass overthrown, intended for Blair Thomas.
Jack Del Rio dumping O'Brien, and O'Brien is hurt for the second time, holding that left hand, and we'll have to have Eason back on the field.
Earlier, Tony Eason came in for one play, but O'Brien can't even come off the field.
O'Brien hit on back-to-back plays, first with a helmet to the back from Jeff Coat, and then hit by Del Rio.
And Tony Eason getting ready to come back into the game for the Jets.
When the only thing better than making it to the top is making it to the bottom.
It's the right beer now.
Because you know looking good isn't just for summer. Because you know winter's the time to turn up the heat. So call for the Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
It's the right beer now.
The Accord Coupe from Honda. You have to drive it to believe it.
This game summary is sponsored by Levi's 505, 506, and 540 jeans.
Ken O'Brien, having a rough day, has left this game. Willis with 3 field goals to account for Dallas's points. Dallas has had a big edge. Jack Del Rio on this play.
Number 55 will slice through very quickly, and although O'Brien throws, Del Rio right on top of him, drives him to the ground, and O'Brien to the sideline.
Tony Eason has come in for the second time. He's played in one play. It's 2nd and 10 at the 21. Eason under great pressure throws the ball away. No receiver was in the vicinity. Although Boyer started to run in that way, but after the ball was thrown, Ken Norton, amongst many Cowboys with good pressure on Eason.
Mark Boyer pointed the finger. He said, "Was that for me?" Pointed it himself. He said, "Was that for me?" Good play on that last one.
Tony Eason was in a battle with Ken O'Brien for the quarterback job. Played well in preseason, but it was won by O'Brien.
It was, and the reason I think basically is because Coslett and O'Brien found themselves to be locked in. They really are compatible as personalities. Eason, though, is certainly a capable quarterback.
And O'Brien has come back in the game on 3rd and 10 at the 21. Steps up, fires to the end zone, and the pass.
Did he drop
to Burkett? Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Burkett with a big catch on the 2.
O'Brien showing you the kind of fire that would ignite his teammates. Right back on the field after one play, and what does he do? Wham! Goes to Burkett down that left-hand sideline. Big, big play.
A 19-yard pickup. He held on, and for Chris Burkett, his first catch of the game.
Critical, and you see the emotion of Kenny O'Brien.
Twice has been knocked out of this game. Twice has been roughed by the Dallas Cowboys defense.
I think they may be reviewing that play. They're questioning whether the hand was underneath the ball on that last play. Johnson, I think, saying, "Hey, you got to look at that one." Let's us look at it, Dick. just watch what happens here. The ball very close to the ground, but I think what you're going to see, Burkett has his hand underneath the football. You see it right there? Underneath the football.
That should go as a good catch. Merlin, the Jets have brought in Roger Duffy and Dwayne White, two other big offensive linemen here.
Are we going to see the road grader? Is that what we're going to see? Road grader formation. They bring in those two big, they call it the 1,000-pound backfield. They put them in the backfield in front of a single running back, and I think they could grade some roads with them without any question.
After further review, the play will stand as called. 62-72 illegal.
Wayne White and Roger Duffy. That's 62 and 67. 12 play coming up.
Whoa.
They leave no backs. Everyone is up, and there comes the pass. Dropped by Johnny Hector. Johnny Hector drops the ball, and Ken O'Brien took a hit on a safety blitz coming in by James Washington.
We had an extra lineman in there, but he stayed on the line. And watch this. They just split out all the backs out of the backfield, bring Hector in motion. Now they've got an overload on this side. No way they can protect everyone. Hector has the ball in his hands, but simply couldn't handle it. That's a well-designed play executed by the quarterback, but Hector could not hang on to the football.
Second goal and 2. McNeil and Baxter now are the running backs. Here is Baxter. Touchdown, Jets. That's the 5th touchdown by Baxter, which ties a Jet rookie record established by Emerson Boozer and Matt Snell, who also scored 5 touchdowns in their rookie year. And there's an injured Cowboy on the goal line.
Cowboy trainers onto the field very quickly.
Mitch Willis, I believe, shaken up.
Let's go back and take a peek at that touchdown play. The Cowboys have been stretched on defense, but have been playing well all day, but they were manhandled by that New York Jets offensive line. Let's go look at that offensive line. Sweeney and Haight and Matic inside in particular. Good job on that play of cutting off as well by Jeff Criswell on the left-hand side. Miller in there doing his job. Good play up front by the Jets.
Well, that puts Baxter in pretty good company when you mention Emerson Boozer and Matt Snell. Snell back in 64, Boozer in 66, and now Baxter. 5 touchdowns for a Jet rookie running back, and it's now 16-9. And Pat Leahy will attempt the 17th point.
Talked to Baxter yesterday. I said, "Are you sure you're not a linebacker?" He has a great body.
He has been an effective blocker for the Jets.
He's a hammer.
And the kick is good. Big play, though, was the 19-yard pass to Chris Burkett that set it all up by Ken O'Brien, who badly wanted to come back in the game after being knocked out.
And you've got to go back to that big penalty, that 15-yarder that they assessed against Jim Jeffcoat.
So the Cowboys have an uphill climb with 8:04 remaining in the 4th quarter.
The Prelude SI. With amazing 4-wheel steering. From Honda. The way it moves will surprise you.
After millions and millions of hours in the air, after 17 years of staying up all night, every night, so that your packages can be delivered overnight to any address in America, Federal Express has become the first service company ever to win the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. It's the highest honor in American business. And just how did we do this? By being absolutely, positively the best in the business.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Now when you buy an HP LaserJet 2P, you'll get a free paper cassette valued at $195. Visit your authorized Hewlett-Packard dealer today.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda today. Hewlett-Packard LaserJet printers, they'll get you noticed. And by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now.
Dick Stockton and Merlin Olsen back here at Giant Stadium, where the Jets now lead 17-9 following Brad Baxter's 2-yard touchdown run, and now the Cowboys need 2 scores. Pat Leahy is kicking off, fielded by James Dixon in the end zone. Good kick return man is knocked out of bounds beyond the 20. John Booty on the stop. Well, next Sunday it all begins with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern time. In our schedule, Atlanta against Chicago. Chris Miller, fine young quarterback, against Chicago. Their defense, one of the top 3 teams in the NFC.
Chicago Bears, I'm talking to Dennis McKinnon. I said, are you surprised to see Chicago playing so well? He said, no. I said, that's what happens when your defense comes back. They definitely have done that.
Rams Giants, second half of that doubleheader.
Big second half and a big doubleheader next Sunday for us.
First down on the 21. AIKMAN dumps it off. Emmitt Smith. He gave ground and almost got away from everybody and took quite a hit. Scott Mercereau on the tackle, and Smith is shaken up.
I think he is back up, but boy, he did take a shot and just spun around like a top and kept right on moving. Mercereau getting some congratulations from Kyle Clifton.
The Jets have struggled in the 4th quarter this year. They've lost 3 games in the last 5 minutes.
Well, they certainly do not want to look at this one as a loss. Cincinnati, Miami, and Buffalo. 2 of those games in the final seconds. Miami and Buffalo.
James Dixon to the very top of your picture. Second down and 13. AIKMAN running away from Mercereau. Chased by Kyle Clifton and forced to go out of bounds. That'll be 3rd down and long. And right now, for an update, let's go over to the river again to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, at Green Bay, Joe Montana from 6 yards out finds Brent Jones. That breaks the 10-10 tie, and with the point after, the 49ers have grabbed the lead on the Packers. 17-10, 4th quarter. Back across the river to you, Dick.
We saw those Packers last week, and a very important win for them against the Minnesota Vikings. They're obviously playing well again today.
3rd and 7 for Dallas.
A crowd into it now.
AIKMAN's pass to Johnston, the fullback, out of the backfield. He's got enough for the first down as he is tackled at the 37-yard line. Kyle Clifton. Darrell Johnston with a 13-yard gain.
Heads up play by Troy Aikman. He's under all kinds of heat from this Jet defense. They're pushing him back. Look at that. Throws against his body. What a nice throw right there to Darrell Johnston.
Good poise by Troy Aikman.
Absolutely, absolutely. Really coming on as a quarterback.
First down on the 37. Pass is caught by Novacek. Not much, maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Joe Mott, the linebacker, covering on the play. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys, their best quarter has been this quarter, the 4th, where they have come from behind to win 3 games.
San Diego, Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay a second time. So they do know how to operate in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 8. Aikman has Agee. And Agee is close to the first down marker. He needed to get to the 46.5. No huddle offense again by Dallas. Joe Mott, James Hasty defending that time.
This will test a quarterback's maturity as well, being able to operate this 2-minute offense.
Aikman stepping up, and he's going for Michael Irvin, and the pass is intercepted by Eric McMillan. And a 25-yard return by Eric McMillan, his 2nd interception of the year. He led the Jets with 6 a year ago.
McMillan, number 22, dropping back. He'll read the eyes of Aikman. And Aikman still has not been able to master the art of looking off those defenders. Great reaction to the ball and to the eyes. And McMillan, who said, hey, I hope they're not just judging interception totals, had a great interception there.
Brad Baxter on first down. Great 2nd effort by Baxter.
There's that linebacker body going to work. You see the celebration on the sideline for McMillan.
2nd interception of the season. Involved more in run support this year.
Well, and I'm sure Pete Carroll has told him time and time again, Eric, we need you to do more than just intercept the football. You've got to be a complete player. Well, it sometimes hurts when you take a shot in this game. Mitch Willis on the sideline with the ice on the head, wondering what hit him on that goal line play a few moments ago.
Troy Aikman, 2 costly interceptions. Kyle Clifton in the 3rd quarter, and now Eric McMillan with 4 minutes and 15 seconds now remaining. It's 2nd and 5 for the Jets. They're at the 42 of Dallas. Jim Jeffcoat brings Baxter down at the 40-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Cowboys need 2 scores to pull this one out, trailing 17-9 to the Jets, who have never beaten the Dallas Cowboys. They have lost in all 4 previous meetings.
The Cowboys, this Cowboy team doesn't remember any of those games. The only person on this team to have played against the Jets, Robert Williams, who was a part of that strike team that came up here in '87. Other than that, the last matchup was back in the 70s, more than a decade ago.
3rd down and 3. Cornerback draw, Ken O'Brien. He'll get the first down, wrapped up by James Washington. And the clock very definitely in the favor of the Jets right now.
Kenny O'Brien is still hot about that helmet he took in the back earlier in this ball game. Should have slid on that play, didn't. Stuck his shoulder into James Washington and came up spouting a few expletives at this Cowboy defense.
There's our score and our time. Ken Willis has kicked 3 field goals for the Cowboys. Pat Leahy has kicked a field goal. Brad Baxter with a big touchdown moments ago, and Terance Mathis with a 98-yard punt return for a score for the Jets. Play fake. O'Brien has Boyer, the tight end. That'll be 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. Ray Horton defending, but the clock continues to move. And now the Dallas Cowboys will use their first timeout.
Great situation for these Jets. Pete Carroll in the middle of that huddle, celebrating with his defense, but planning ahead as well.
AT&T, the right choice. During the 80s, the Denver Broncos won over 75% of their home games at Mile High Stadium. But what team had the best winning percentage on the road? The Chicago Bears? The Miami Dolphins? Or the San Francisco 49ers? Which would you choose?
Well, they call and they want me to drop AT&T.
Yellow?
And why in the world would I want to do that?
Yeah.
So I just say, just can't you put it in writing? And it's kind of like saying, gee, I'd like to go out tonight, but I got to stay home and wash the dog. The AT&T people are always there for me. I mean, the price is right, and it's a great deal. Well, I mean, come on. Life is too short to worry about this stuff, right? And with AT&T, I don't have to.
No matter what they say, it doesn't add up to AT&T.
You have a nice day, too. I'm just not impressed. And they're not AT&T.
The 49ers won an incredible 73% of their road games during the 80s. If you said the 49ers, you made the right choice.
The Accord from Honda. Once again, it's what the competition is shooting for. Nice shot.
Here at Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Dick Stockton and Merlin Olsen. 2:29 remaining. The Jets lead the Cowboys 17-9. Been some bad blood between these teams today and some crunching hits. Brad Baxter off tackles, got a first down and more. As the Jets are putting the icing to this game, Horton on the stop, but not before Baxter picks up 19 yards.
Horton at 5'11" on 185, no match for Baxter. This has been a difficult day on a day when the Cowboys really owned the first half, but had to look up on the scoreboard and found themselves behind after that huge return early in this ballgame by Mathis. It's been a strange day all over.
Big plays have played a major role. 2-minute warning, and we'll be back to Giant Stadium after this.
Spend less time at the pump. The CRX HF from Honda.
Wouldn't it be great if you were at a party and suddenly you could read people's minds? And wouldn't it be great if you knew that Candace Robertson wanted beer? Really great beer like Keystone, the fresh cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if later that evening you and Candace went to Vegas? Yeah! Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
This morning, I don't have to decide who to throw to
Montana connects for a touchdown.
or what play to call. It's nice when the only choice you gotta make is what to wear. Because with the style of Hanes activewear, that's easy. It all looks great.
Now you're wearing what
So good looking. Where can I take you?
Everywhere.
nothing else feels so right.
Tonight on CBS, Saddam Hussein's best-kept atomic secret is a uranium mine hidden away inside a mountain. But you know 60 Minutes, they can't keep a secret. They will show it to you tonight on CBS. And following 60 Minutes is Murder, She Wrote, and that's followed by the CBS Sunday movie 83 Hours Till Dawn, starring Peter Strauss and Robert Urich. That's all coming up tonight on CBS.
First and 10.
Jets are on their way to winning their second in a row for the first time this year. They have a first down on the 14-yard line of the Cowboys. Brad Baxter still going, fights it down to the 1-yard line. An assortment of running backs, all good for the New York Jets, all effective today, and a pickup of 13 for Baxter.
Well, there are people who rave about Blair Thomas, the #1 pick. This is a young man who steps in behind some great blocking up front. Haight with a block, Sweeney with a block. Good job up front by number 34, Johnny Hector. And Brad Baxter just blows through there and gets down to about the 1-yard line.
First and goal. Here's Freeman McNeil, and he gets in for the score. And there's Johnny Hector, his teammate, cheering him on from the sideline. This is a game that the New York Jets are really going to savor, Merlin, because of all the problems, the shots, the injuries to O'Brien, who had to come out of the game twice. This is going to be a sweet one.
You see the smile from Bruce Koslick. They have had some fourth quarter disasters during this year. The Cowboys, on the other hand, are going to look at this one as one that got away.
Pat Leahy with the field goal. And it's now 24-9. The Jets pulling away at the end.
That was some storm we had last night.
At times like this, it's reassuring to know that MetLife has the resources to pay every single customer claim, no matter how many come in at one time.
Get Met. It pays.
Back here at Giant Stadium with 1:15 left, I want to remind you that this game is presented by authority of the National Football League. And this CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the New York Jets, and the National Football League is prohibited. Pat Leahy will kick off. James Dixon and Alexander Wright are deep, and it's going to be Wright at the 3-yard line. Trying to turn the corner. And out of bounds. Well, the coordinating producers of the NFL on CBS are Charles H. Milton III and Ed Gorin. This telecast was produced by Richard Zients and directed by Andy J. Kindle. The NFL Today was produced by Eric Mann and directed by Duke Struck. The senior producer of CBS Sports is David Winter, and the executive producer is Ted Shaker. You were right. The first half numbers were heavily in favor of the Cowboys, but they were trailing 7-6, and the big plays by the Jets paved the way, including that 98-yard punt return by Terance Mathis.
And a real resurgent by the Jets defense here in the second half. Look at those last 5 drives. Oof.
Troy Aikman on first down, and the pass is caught, and a great catch by Kelvin Martin. When the Jets have needed it offensively, they have come through today.
And when they have needed it defensively, they've also been on top of things. Here in the second half in particular.
On the 30-yard line, first down. Incomplete. Kelvin Martin again was the intended receiver. He caught the first pass from Aikman. So the learning process goes on for Troy, who threw 2 critical interceptions. The first one to Clifton was the big one.
They're always hard to take if you're a proud young quarterback, but that's part of the learning process. O'Brien went through exactly that same kind of painful development. But Aikman is not only a bright and strong and capable young quarterback, but he's also the keystone that Jimmy Johnson is building the future of these Cowboys with. And with all the draft choices they have over the next couple of years, he's going to have a lot more talent to work with.
Nearly another interception. Aikman was going for Kelvin Bryant. Don Odegaard was defending on the play. When you talk about those draft picks, 9 draft choices in the first 2 rounds in the next 2 years for the Dallas Cowboys. That's like half of football.
That's almost sinful, isn't it? And because of the way the Vikings are moving behind right now, they're moving backwards in the standings. Those picks they got on the Herschel Walker trade from them are looking to be even more valuable than they were at the beginning of the year. It's going to be a disappointing day for all of these Cowboys, particularly Jimmy Johnson, but they certainly had some good things to talk about early in this game.
Got to put it all together. Aikman going to get down at the 30 with 30 seconds to go. Cowboys have a game next week at home against the 49ers at Texas Stadium, and the Jets with another tough battle. As the Cowboys do, they play Miami here.
The Jets getting ready for the toughest part of the day. They've got to get back to Hempstead. They said it takes them longer to get back to their facility at Hempstead than it did for them to get back from New England on a road game. Well, it won't be an unhappy trip. They'll celebrate all the way there.
Game is over, and the New York Jets, who had a 1-point lead at the half, open it up down the stretch, and the Jets now go 4-5 on the season within a game of 500, while the Cowboys drop to 3-6.
And the Jets came in saying they had to get their crowd back into the ball game. Bruce Coslett said that's our #1 priority. We've played 2 stinkers of ball games here against San Diego, against Buffalo. We've got to start owning this home turf. Well, they took a big step forward to do that here today.
And when you look at a year ago when the Jets won only 4 games, they have already matched that victory total with today's victory. And of course, the Cowboys, who won only 1 game, have 3. But for Bruce Coslett, I think you're right. Winning here at Giant Stadium, a very important thing. That was #1 on his priority list. And they did it convincingly in the second half to the tune of 24-9. I want to remind you the post-game show coming up with all the scores and highlights. Final score here, the Jets 24 and the Dallas Cowboys 9.
But a score that does not reflect the strange happenings in this game, particularly in the first half.
Terance Mathis with a 98-yard punt return for a touchdown, longest in Jet history, and tying the NFL record for a punt return. Brad Baxter with his 5th TD of the year, tying him for the Jet rookie rushing record. Ken Willis had 3 field goals in defeat for the Dallas Cowboys. So the final score, the Jets 24 and the Cowboys 9, and our coverage will continue with the NFL Today post-game show. Greg and Terry will bring you up to date on all of today's scores and highlights. You're watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.